And we are finally back after uh, the whole season of Lent. We are back with the next episode of the Irrelevant Podcast. It's been a long time.
Very
Um,
long time.
and I must say, I am so happy to be here today with my boy Jason.
Yo, yo, yo,
Uh,
yo, 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 yo.
so, what's new? A lot of time happened. How was your Easter?
It was good. Just visited my parents, fucked around. Really didn't do anything. Nothing eventful.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a good way to celebrate it.
Yeah, if you can do nothing on a holiday, you've definitely celebrated it correctly. So,
Yeah, honestly, I think that's really good. I mean, I didn't really it wasn't really that much different from. I guess like you didn't go to like a church service, did you?
yeah, I did in the morning. It was
At
a
the Methodist church?
yeah, it was a small town church. The audio is all fucked up. They got latency. They got a high pitched ring on the microphones. The choir doesn't sing in key. It's perfect.
And is that's like by the Appalachians, right?
Yeah, it is. It's in the
Oh, okay.
mountains, so it's a bunch of boomers, and apparently there's a rift in a lot of these churches because the Methodist congregation or whatever fucking bureaucratic entity they created are deciding on whether or not they want to allow pastors to officiate gay weddings. So everyone's like leaving churches because
Oh, yeah.
half and half support it, half and half are against it. So there's not that many people in these small churches now.
Yeah, I see.
But
Yeah. Wait, does Methodist count uh as like mainline Protestant, or are they kind of like in between?
I have no idea. I'm so far removed from any of this bullshit. I have no idea.
So, so like mainline Protestant is like the more highbrow, or at least used to be,
I
churches like
assume, yeah, I assume so
like
because they're a massive organization and they hold meetings and
um
conferences. They're the most bureaucratic Methodist church organization I think. I've never seen anything bigger than Methodist. So
okay. Well, no, not like the size per se, because it's basically like Protestant churches are it's like the main line, which is like I think Methodist would be there, but that's like Episcopalian, Lutheran, and all that, and then like the low churches would be like Baptist and like a Seventh Day Ad.
Pentecostal and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, which some people even they put that in like another category of like the cuckoo Christianity, which is like Mormons and
yeah.
like Jehovah's Witnesses. Like some people put the Pentecostals in that same category, which I think I would too.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Um,
The services, if you go to them, they're just people like being super emotional or pretending to faint or speaking in tongues or just hyperventilating or thinking they can like cure diseases and shit. It's like one of those high energy infomercial type of fucking services.
yeah,
And
I felt
the
bad because
Baptist
I was
churches
yeah, I think they're a little bit better, but
a
not
little
by
bit.
far.
It's more political. I would say of all the church services I've ever
Yeah,
been to, Baptists are probably the most political.
I think I would rather go to a Black Baptist church
Yeah,
because that'd be more entertaining.
yeah, a lot
Um,
more better music.
yes, yes, absolutely. I felt bad because like the other day I was talking to like one of the ladies at my work and I like we were just talking or whatever, and then it's just oh like do you go to church or anything? She's like nah I don't like religion because like I went to like some Pentecostal church growing up and I had a bad experience and it just made me sad.
Yeah, dude, these churches are crazy, especially these fucking backwoods churches, and some of
Yeah,
them,
because like
like, some of them are wild.
yeah, because it's like it's if that's like your first and only exposure to, like quote unquote Christianity, then of course you're not gonna look at it. Like you know how it's the same deal. Like if you're molested when you're a kid and your first sexual experience is like with another man, like that is going to fuck you up, you
Yeah,
know. And
yeah.
it's
The
the same kind of deal with the churches. Like if that happens to you at church, then of course you're like, why would you ever want to go back there, you know?
I think because the Methodist churches are a little bit more laid back. Those are like the
But what I understood was like that I'm pretty sure they were like Episcopalians that wanted to like kind of attract more like working class people, so they kind of made it more like a mix between like the Baptist style and like the the more like Anglican Episcopalian style.
It's more like hippie kumbaya type shit because like I said, of all the
Yeah, yeah,
services that I've been to over my lifetime, Methodists are usually like the most like inviting. Obviously, it's a little bit more. I mean, it's all fucking fake. It's people like pretending to be nice, but I've met like
yeah.
actually genuinely nice people in the Methodist Church more than I have with other services. Um, so it's like a laid back kind of environment. Everyone's kind of chill and nice, especially the one that my parents go to. They're just fucking old ass boomers that just sit there and smile at you or something. Like it's just one of those types of environments. But it was quiet. It was fine.
Yeah, I think thinking about it now, I don't really think I've ever been. I mean, I've been to Protestant churches before, but I don't think I've ever actually been to like a service. I think because I've been to like they do a lot of Bach concerts and like Vivaldi concerts in Episcopalian churches, which I've been to.
Hmm.
Um, those are great. And one of them we went to, it was like in Alexandria. Like we get out and my brother goes, "Yeah, that's probably the most pleasing thing to God that's ever happened there in like 20 years."
Probably.
Yeah.
The music is fucking really bad though. So there's two types. There's like I said, my parents type, the old boomer
Like a
choirs that
guitar
can't be
kind of
on key.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's one guy with an acoustic guitar maybe,
Oh
or
no.
some old bitch on the
Oh
organs. And
no.
then the second type is the millennial. Put my reverb pedal on 100%. Make the young girls Disney Channel scream their panties kind of vibe. So there's two different
Yeah.
types. You got the Hillsong and then you got the bluegrass.
Yeah.
And
That's
contemporary Methodist Christian music is the fucking worst. It is the most drag, boring. Oh my god, it's the most. I can't even like.
yeah, like Christian
Uh,
music and like the Christian radio. I mean, it kills me to say it just because like I love like the messages that they're saying and it's really nice like what they're talking about. And I agree with 100%. It's just not good
the
music,
music is
you
just
know.
not good. It doesn't matter what the content of the lyrics are or whatever the message. It's just the music itself is just not good.
Right, and then like people would be like, "Well, it doesn't matter." I'm like, "Yeah, it does." Like, I mean, yes, it does. Like, they'll be like, "But it has this great message." I'm like, "Yes, I agree with you on that." But like, it's like the actual quality of the music that's not really gonna like attract people to the, you know?
It's just cringe. Like even the lyrics, like they're not even creative. Like it's just there's no subtlety.
Yeah.
Everything is just super like dramatic. It's just really fucking like I don't know how to describe it. It's just when you listen to it, it's just you're not listening to music. You're just listening to like
Just
they're
boomer.
trying to they're trying to like invoke such a emotive response within you. Like I don't know. It's they're trying to be so ethereal.
Mm.
It's really cringy.
Yeah, that's why if you want to be ethereal, just stick with the organ because the organ actually sounds ethereal.
Yeah. It's instead it's like they took shoegaze and like this isn't millennial enough, and then they decided to make the most simple drum beat and then a bunch of clapping and whoa, and then that's what they decided to do. It's like fuck.
Yeah, the church I go to is just well, I mean, I think you went to the low mass. That's where nothing is. There's no music at all, and then everything else is just either chanted a cappella or there's an organ.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that like I'm just with that because that's actually something like because I just feel like a lot of people leave those kind of like Methodist or whatever church it is like Baptist just because like like when you hear that kind of music, like no one wants to like preserve that. No one wants to say like, yes, like this is my culture, like yeah, of course that sucks, but like I feel like the actual like the chanting and the organ and like the actual like Latin like the Latin chants and the hymns and that style, like the Gregorian chant, that actually is I think you would agree with me like that when I listen to that like that like I hear it I'm like yes that is like worth preserving that's like an excellent like cultural artifact
Yeah, I
and like
mean,
it just sounds objectively awesome.
yeah, besides just sonically sounding pleasing, like it's very old. It's been carried down from generations. Like, this music's gonna fucking die out eventually. But again, that's only a specific type. Like I said, the one that my parents do, like they really just sing hymns in the
Yeah.
choir and like they don't make up their own bullshit. So that's like like I said,
Yeah,
that's like the
that's a
millennial
plus.
hippie
Yeah.
fucking like wear a beanie and a bead chain and a V-neck type of pastor church,
A V-neck. Oh, like a with a tie and stuff like that.
No, legitimately like they used like
Well,
there were
like
two There were two
Yeah, that's
services. Like the more like formal service was like at 11 or
oh,
whatever. Then there was a 5 o'clock service at night, and that was the more casual service. So people would dress up in the
mm,
morning, and then at nighttime they wear casual clothes.
I see.
So I guess they felt it was like more inviting and less pressure. I don't know. That was their whole vibe, is just to be more inviting to everyone, as opposed to feeling like you had to be a part of a social club on top of going to a church. You know what I mean? Like it was. There's always new people every week that came just to see it. It wasn't like a. Obviously there was
Oh, I
the
see.
regulars and shit, but it wasn't like a. There was the close knit community of people that got involved with the the programs that they did, but not like the services.
I see. Um, and you didn't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, did you?
I mean, would define celebrate like drinking or just what do you mean?
Well, anything. I mean,
I mean, I never really gave a fuck. I've always gone out with friends for St. Patrick's Day at nighttime. I mean, this previous one, me and my girlfriend just went in an Irish pub and just ate and drank, and that was it.
mm,
I don't know. I don't
nice.
really give a fuck.
Yeah, I had a great time on St. Patrick's Day. Um,
You could slizzer dizzard.
no, just 'cause like I don't like to drink that much. Like I drink alcohol, but I don't drink, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know if you made exceptions for holidays.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some days where like it actually like is like good to get um intoxicated. Um, like it's like an actual like good thing, you know. Um, I mean, like to a degree, right? Um, and so there's some days where like I would drink more than others, or like drink certain kinds of alcohol over others. Like on Easter, we drank some champagne, which like I'm not like that big on champagne, but like okay, it's like my whole family has it. We got toast, yeah, I'll have some champagne, and it
And was
actually
it
like turned out.
prosecco or was it like some cheap shit?
No, I don't. No, it was actually like it was a really expensive one. It was like the
Damn.
but my dad got it for like a really good price because of the inside baseball. So um, it was like a some like $200. I've seen like he said sometimes like depending on when when someone's trying to get it, it's been as high as like $500. He literally got it for like $20.
Damn.
Yeah, no, and it was good, and like it actually like I could taste the difference because like Prosecco and La Marca, like I don't like any of those.
Yeah, it just tastes
Um,
like sparkling sugar juice. I don't know.
yeah, and I don't like sparkling or the sugar, so it's like my two least favorite things in one.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Um, right, yeah. So I'm not like if I drink wine, I just want to drink actual wine. I don't want to drink sparkling wine.
I know.
Um,
Especially, I remember we were talking about before. I'm becoming a cork sniffer, so I can't believe I'm growing my palate for wine. So now I can kind of
oh, me
discern
too.
what
Yeah.
is bad and what is good to me, which is wild still to my brain.
Do you have a favorite grape,
See, I haven't gotten that pretentious where I'm starting to fucking like classifications of grapes. I have no idea. The
or
only
do you
thing
have like
I
a favorite like do you have a favorite country or favorite like region of the world? Because a lot of people will say like oh Bordeaux, France is like has the best wines,
so
or like Mendoza, Argentina, or something like that.
yeah, I would say Argentina. Of all the wines that I've tried from Argentina, I actually
Yes.
really like them because I taste more of the flavor, and it's not as I don't like dry wines, and Argentinians tend not to make dry wines, or at least the
Yeah.
ones that I've had. I don't know if that's true or not, but they've seemed
Yeah.
tastier.
Yeah, I only like the dry wines if it's with something like really hard, like a steak or something like that.
Yeah,
Like something that's really rich, but casually, like no, like I wouldn't drink like a Cabernet or something like that just by itself.
yeah.
Like that's more
There's
meant to pair, but like a lot of the Argentinian wines, like the Malbecs, I can just drink those just the wine and it's great.
yeah. I like their cabs.
The Argentinian cabs.
Yeah,
I'm not like okay because what I mentioned before with the cabs and like you don't the average person doesn't just eat steak all the time, so like I haven't really had it as much to like really know like cement like how I feel about it.
yeah,
Um, but I think I do really like Pinot Noir, and it goes well with like the chicken and the fish I eat because
yeah,
that is something that I do actually eat on a regular basis, right? So it makes more sense to pair with Pinot Noirs. Like I love the Californian Pinot Noirs.
There's this
California has some very good stuff.
I've heard they do something weird with their wines though, the way like the regulations are for I don't know if it's the stuff they can spray their crops with or the amount of sugar that's allowed to be in them. Like they have some weird regulations in California wines, but I'm
Yeah, like
blanking on what it is.
they have some kind of like sulfates or something in the
Yeah.
wines. I mean, I don't really care. Plus, like most of the wine I drink isn't from there. Um, but
I've never liked any American wine I've ever tried.
the only American ones I like are from California.
Yeah, like I've been to local wineries and like some of them are really good. Like there's this winery actually we anytime we if we go on a double date or fucking whatever or something, there's a cool winery that's on the coast on the river around here that'd be good to go to. But their
Mm,
stuff I don't know. It's the same thing I have with like breweries. Like sometimes like they really lean towards a specific profile, but you still just get like the bitterness of it. You don't really taste the flavor unless you're eating it with some or drinking it with a meal. But this one was good. It has a bunch of different charcuterie stuff and also full food, and their
mm,
wines were not bad. But
nice.
yeah, I mean, every wine that I've tried that I've enjoyed has not been from this country.
Yeah, I really. What about the? I love the Italian wines. Like from. Have you ever had Nero d'Avola? It's a Sicilian wine.
I don't think I've had too many Italian ones. It's either
Oh,
been France or
Nero
Argentina.
d'Avola is like probably going to be in my top five at some point. It's so like nutty.
You like
And
that
just
nut?
in the wines, yes. Uh, yeah, it's just
Nutted in my wine.
it's really like you like dates, right?
I I do eat dates, but not because I love the flavor of them, just because they're good for you, but they're fine.
Okay. Or like I'm trying like it's very nutty and um like I was gonna say fruity, but it's not like citrus fruit.
Yeah.
It's more into like the caramelized, kind of like date kind of fruits.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and it goes really well with chocolate, and it's not a dessert wine, which I like.
Do you like
Um,
ports?
what do you mean?
Like a port. You mentioned dessert wine. It's a dessert wine.
Well, Porto?
Ports, like ports. This is a classification of wine.
Um, no, like dessert wine, I don't really know too much. Like I only have it on like holidays, and it's just whatever my dad has. So like I don't really know which ones.
I'm blanking on the name, but there's one. I think it's called Glühwein. It's some German shit that you heat up in a crock pot and you drink it warm during Christmas. That stuff's pretty good.
Really? Okay, I've never had that.
I don't remember what it's called, but some it's that Midwestern German shit my mom grew up on.
Apparently, apparently there's some really good South African wines. I haven't tried them.
So
Um,
it's a weird
but
climate to
yeah,
grow grapes in. But I guess more grapes are subtropical. I don't know. Are
right.
they more arid or tropical in South Africa? I don't even know.
I mean, it's for sure as hell is not cold. I'll
Well, I
tell you
know it's
that.
not fucking cold.
Well, you'd be surprised because like the south of Argentina snows.
Well, it's because they're in the fucking mountains.
Yeah, but it's also just really south.
That's true. It's close to Antarctica or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually really not that far. That's
The
kind of
southern
crazy to
tip.
think about. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think South Africa is that far below the equator. Or it might be.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah. I
looked at a
think.
globe in a while.
I mean, it's far down, but it's not nearly as far down as like Argentina is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really love like Italy. I really like Valpolicella. Is from the Veneto region.
See, I don't remember any of the names of the wines that I've ever drank because it just doesn't stick in my head. It's one of those things. It's like any French word never fucking relays. It just comes out as gibberish and comes in as gibberish.
Really, I feel like
Yes.
if it's named that, I can remember it a lot better.
It's just my affinity to never be able to understand second language. I don't know.
Mm.
It's
Well,
I never remember the shit ever. Also, they're just named like really stupid, fucking like innocuous things. It's just like I don't know. I'm not like
yeah, but Valpolicella is like one of the typical kind of wines they have at like Italian. I mean, I know you don't really like Italian food, but like they typically have like Valpolicella and Chianti at like Italian restaurants and stuff like that.
oh, is Valpolicella a type of wine? Because I've had like
Yeah,
Chiantis.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's a grape.
I don't think I've had it. I've had Chiantis for sure, but I don't think I've ever had the
Yeah.
Al Pacino or the fuck you just said.
Valpolicella.
Valpolicella.
Yeah. Or
See,
it's
this
Val
bullshit just doesn't stick. I don't know why.
uh that's an okay, I forget if Valpolicella is from the Piedmont region or the Veneto region, but it's from the north, right? Um apparently there's like that the one I really want to try. It's called Brunello Montalcino.
Yeah,
It's like one of like it's from like uh okay, I know like wine tasting can be like very pretentious,
it's
but
probably the
like
most pretentious.
right, but there's like the one guy like James Suckling where like everything that he recommends like I've liked, so like I'm like okay, if he says it then that's
God,
probably
you're
true.
heavy into this. That is fucking hilarious. You're not even 21 yet.
I am 21. What the hell are you talking about?
When did you turn 21?
That's turned 21 last October.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of
Yeah, and remember when that was on the podcast, I was like, "Hey, I bought my first alcohol."
I'm thinking of Adrian. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, I see on his story on Snapchat. He's always
Yeah, don't even go
like,
there. Just
like the drinking the
don't
Coronas
don't
and all
even go.
that.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't even really like Corona. I like Modelo a lot better.
I mean, it's yeah, but fuck, man. I don't know. I mean, every most Italian wines that I've tried, I've not enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie. I've enjoyed more French wines than Italian wines, but I don't know these Argentinians, man. They know how to make some shit.
Um, Part of the reason why I like Argentinian a little more is just because I love the names of like the wineries and the like they just sound, because that has a lot to do with it too. It's not just like when they do the blind tasting, like they never expected that the one they actually like the most is the cheap one, right?
Yeah,
So like the actual name of the wine and like bottle and what it looks like that affects how you're gonna think of it a lot more than people would realize, right? So
yeah,
like when I'm drinking wine, I don't want to drink like Snoop Dogg 19 Crime or whatever bullshit, right? Like
dude,
I
that
want to
stuff's awful. 19 Crimes is so bitter, and
I
it tastes like box wine. It's fucking gross.
yeah, I bet. So like even so, even if I just drank it like like regardless of what's in that, I don't want to drink this just because it looks stupid and like I'm like this is just not it, right?
Yeah,
So I'm gonna just like it's just I'm already gonna have like the placebo of like yeah this just isn't good. But if it's like Los Arcos like Argentina, like I'm gonna want to drink that just because that looks and sounds cool. You
yeah. I
know?
mean, it's the same thing with music here. If you blindfold test most
Yes,
people, they
yes.
can't differentiate between the expensive and the cheap for the most part. But again, like the fucking 19 Crimes, like I can't
Oh
differentiate a
wait, you
cheap from
mean
an
like
expensive wine if it kind of tastes similar. But like it literally tastes like over bitter and really just has
but
an
are,
insane amounts of sugar. It's just fucking. I can't even describe it. It's just gross.
are you talking about like the quality of like a expensive instrument as opposed to a cheap one?
I mean, there's a million factors that go into it. It could be amps, pedals, guitars, whatever the fuck you're comparing. But
Okay.
most of the time, if it's of a same vein or a similar vein, like it's very hard to differentiate in person. Or like the biggest thing that people do is like solid state amps versus vacuum tube amps. So
Mm,
I don't want to say
yeah.
vacuum tube, just tube amps. But I don't know. It's just like with anything, you're psychologically programmed to buy with your eyes more than your other senses.
Oh yeah, and if anyone denies that, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry.
But for me, I
Like
just
I don't.
because I'm not coming from a place of knowing what I like. I just like trying different things. So like especially when I go to a restaurant,
Mm,
like most of the glasses are around like $12 to $14 for nicer wines, and some like cheaper restaurants are like I don't know $7 a glass for whatever bullshit they have. So I'm not even looking at the price of the bottles; they're all just around a similar price per glass. I'm just going off of profile if they have it or flavors.
yeah, like I would look for profile or like the grape. Like I'll prefer to get a Malbec. That's probably my favorite grape. Like that's like my go-to. Like, because typically at restaurants they'll ask like, okay, like you just tell them by the grape, oh, I want a Malbec or I want a Cab or a
Let's say
Pinot
dry or
Noir.
fruity, like one of those preferences.
Yeah. But if they have like the list of the names, like I'm gonna go off of the name and what it looks like, right? Because if it doesn't sound or look cool, like I'm just like you could put Brunello Montalcino in the 19 Crimes. I'm not gonna like it. You know?
That is
Um,
wild. And I wish there was
yeah.
a bottom. I mean, I don't want to. I don't like drinking too much. Period. I mainly like drinking wine while I'm eating something. Like I don't like just
Yeah.
sitting somewhere drinking wine. I can't do that because then it'll all taste kind of the same to me. But I taste more of the flavor when I'm eating something. So that's. I mean, I feel like that's really the experience you should get with wine.
hmm I like doing both. That's what I like about wine. It's really versatile.
Yeah.
Um, I love tasting it how it just is by itself, and then I like the experience with food.
Yeah.
Um, and I love like drinking wine like outside. It's really nice, you know.
It definitely has a
Um,
vibe vibe to it. But I really wish there was a really highly crafted artisan drink that isn't alcoholic, so you can actually get that experience and not have to fucking like worrying about that shit.
well, I don't. I don't worry about that shit.
Well, not worrying about it. Just like I just wish there was something like that wasn't alcoholic that had the same level of artisanship in it, or like the same complexity of flavors to your palate.
I'm sure they make like wine without alcohol. Like they
Yeah,
make all
but
those beers without. I mean, I don't know how it tastes, but
most of them are marketed as mixers, and like it's just they're marketed for people that like can't drink alcohol or alcoholics or whatever. Like they don't do it well.
oh,
I've tasted a
like the
couple of them and like
no
they do kind of taste
um
bad. So, but like it's just the way that they're positioning themselves is not a good position because like it's like you're trying to. No one wants to like drink imitation or do imitation of anything.
right, yeah,
So
because
that's what I'm
that's
saying. I want
just
like there should be their own thing.
yeah, that's why yeah, I just want the real thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. There needs to be a well crafted drink that takes time to prepare. You know what I
like
mean? Not like an
um
imitation of anything else.
would tea count as that or no? Like that doesn't take very long to
Well, tea's
like
probably the closest because there's a bunch of different types of herbs and there's, complexities within that too. So I'd say tea's probably close second. My problem
mhm,
is it's just hard to get. And I don't
yeah.
know. I hate
Oh,
like making teas. It sucks. So,
s- speaking of that, I finally got into tea.
what do you drink?
Um, I really like English breakfasts. And
It's like the
then
most boring fucking bitter. What the fuck?
anyway,
English breakfast? Come on, bro.
what it's got the like little boost of caffeine. It actually has like an interesting like aftertaste, which I really like. It just feels very like I like eating it with. Sorry, I like drinking with like eggs. Like it's just very like it just feels good.
Do you like Earl
Um,
Grey too?
no, I don't know what that is. I drink that and then like the herbal teas, like from like like the Celestial Beginnings or whatever it's called. Like the
Celestial
like
Beginnings.
or I don't know what the brand's called, but Celestial Seasonings, I think is what it's called. It's like the Bengal spice. I love like the herbal teas and like or like the turmeric, like the kind of Indian teas. I really like those.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Indian teas are really good. Tulsi is a really interesting tea. It kind of tastes like licorice.
yeah, yeah, like Bengal spice. I really like a lot. And then like there's other like tea, like the herbal tea is like kind of what I would drink at night. And then English breakfast, obviously that's for the morning. And Irish breakfast is great too.
You know what's funny is back when I had like, not raging anxiety, but more anxiety than I ever did in my lifetime. I always just like drank some tea and chilled out.
Right. Yeah,
The
but
fuck did I drink? Can't
it's
remember.
great now. I like the taste of it. I like how it makes me feel. And it's just actually, if I'm sick, it's good to drink like Bengal spice or something like that.
Yeah. Do you put sugar or honey in it, or you just drink it
Nah.
raw?
Now, maybe if my throat's killing me, I'll put some honey in it.
Yeah.
But no, generally speaking, I like to just drink it like what it actually is. Kind of. It's not the same idea, but it's kind of like what you're saying with the imitation. Like I just want the real thing. Um, like I'd rather just drink it what it actually is.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, there needs to be something like that that's held in high regard. I think tea probably is the closest thing, but
Tea's held in pretty high regard because like I feel like tea is like I don't know if I would say it's like higher brow than coffee, but I just feel like boomers don't really drink tea, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
Like that.
also like there's more classifications. I mean, obviously there's for coffee too, but most of it tastes similar to each other than tea does.
Yeah, there is with the coffee, but I don't really know. Like I just want it to be like dark. That's all I really care about.
Yeah.
Like
My brother
I
likes
don't.
Cuban coffee, just the most bitter shit you can ever think of in your life.
Oh yeah, I love Cuban coffee, and Spanish coffee also is very good because it's similar to the Cuban as well as like the Puerto Rican coffee. Like Cafe Bustelo is great. I
Yeah.
love that.
I wish I liked coffee. I just don't.
Mm. Well, also I know like you just said like it just doesn't make you feel good, right?
I mean, I don't like being highly caffeinated in general. It gives me a headache. It's part of the reason why I stopped drinking soda at such a young age. Well, also partly is probably the sugar too, but
Oh, I
I just don't like
forgot that
being
all that
insanely
shit.
wired. Like I'm a chill guy, so I don't need to fucking wire myself up. I feel weird.
I forgot that all that shit like had caffeine in it. Like all the sodas. Like I
Oh
forgot
yeah,
that.
yeah, dude, it was fucked. And if you had Four Locos, they had alcohol in it too.
Yeah, I think you and I agreed that's probably the worst thing you could put in your body.
Oh, the original Four Loco. I mean, no, now it's
Or
probably awful
whatever it
still,
is.
but the
But
original
yeah.
one, send fucking teenagers to the ER from
Right, yeah.
having heart palpitations and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Um
fuck. But
no, I don't really like mixed drinks. Like I'd rather just straight shot something.
like mojitos, I feel like you'd like mojitos or an old fashioned or a
I
Moscow
I
Mule.
I had a mojito a couple times and it was kind of good because I like the minty thing and then what's an old fashioned again?
Old fashioned, I think, is it's whiskey and
No, no.
fuck. I can't remember what's in it.
I've tried to get into whiskey. Like I just maybe one day I'll get it, but I just don't get it right now.
I'm thinking of a Moscow Mule or a whiskey mule. I don't remember what's an old fashioned. I get whiskey mules is what I get. It's ginger beer, whiskey, and lemon, and that's
Do
good
you
to
like
me.
whiskey?
Dude, I go back and forth. There's days where it's like, I think I just like the idea of whiskey. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I
give
do
me
too,
whiskey.
but right,
But I don't know.
I do
I hate the
I
aftertaste. The aftertaste is awful to me. And sometimes I can taste some of the flavors, and
yes,
sometimes it's
right.
not as strong. But I hate the aftertaste of whiskey.
That's what I yeah, that's what I just can't get down with. Whereas like the aftertaste of rum, I just
Yeah.
adore. Like I love like it actually tastes good.
But that's why like whiskey is good in mixed drinks because you get more of the flavor of it. You don't get like the burn aftertaste shittiness of it. So
Yeah.
try a Moscow or a whiskey mule. You might like it.
Yeah, but like you said, I actually really do love the idea of whiskey and like the cultural thing behind it, but it's just the actual taste of it itself. I'm just like, no, this I can't get down with this.
Whiskey is one of
Except,
those ones where expensive whiskey is way better than cheap whiskey. Like you can tell immediately if it's cheap whiskey versus expensive one.
what's like, I mean, okay, let me think. I've tried the Jack Daniels,
That's not even.
uh,
That's yeah. No,
right.
that's not.
I feel like
That's not even the realm. That's purely a party mixer.
that and like the Jim Beam. I mean, that's probably in the same category.
It is, but Jim Beam to me tastes a little bit better, especially the Jim Beam honey.
Yeah, that's I have a buddy who's really close to me who he is like he like loves whiskey and like and I just can't get it. I mean,
Yeah,
if he offers it to me, like yeah, sure, I'll try it. Like it,
yeah.
he showed me like it was like this Jameson like black or something like that, and actually it was smoother than the other ones, but still I'm like it just still has that just that like absolutely just bitter whiskey aftertaste. Like it just bites so bad, and
Yeah,
not in the good way. Because I like when things bite, but not like whiskey does.
I would say a whiskey in that vein that's not super super expensive. You know, they have some expensive bottles is Whistle Pig. That one tastes kind of like a higher end one. Johnny
Mm.
Walker Black and or Blue is an expensive
Oh,
whiskey that tastes good.
my dad really likes McConnell's. Do you know that one?
McConnell's. I don't think so.
It's the Northern Irish whiskey,
Hmm. Interesting.
and I don't know if he. So like the joke in my household is like because my dad hates the Irish. Um, like not so much like okay I'll put it this way like it's mostly because of politics like he hates Irish politics like he hates Irish American politics um and he's just like, yeah, like the Irish are just like a bunch of whiners and all that. And he's like, get over like all this bullshit that happened like 200 years ago and
Is your
stuff like
dad a
that.
royalist?
More, yeah, that's
Of
that.
course.
But no, but that's what like when he talks to like his colleagues and stuff like that, because like we're Catholic, right? So like you people would think that we'd be with the Irish, but then or sort of like my dad, and he's like no, I'm more pro England than I am Ireland because like Ireland literally supported Germany in World War One and Two just because they hated the English. Like, and it's like okay, like you kind of have to get over that, you know, like
I
put
actually
that
kind of
behind
respect their
and
hatred for the English. It's so consistent. They didn't flip flop.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still, like, there's bigger problems. And like, it's like, okay, I know you don't like the English, but I do see what you're saying. Like, they are being consistent and they have like their own, you know, thing. But it's like they also supported like Stalin and the Red Army again just because they hated the English. And it's like, okay, like it's just their whole is similar to like the Scottish Nationalist Party is like their whole identity is just based on like hating the English.
Like
And
I
it's like,
said, I can respect
okay.
it. I do hold Irish Americans in the same vein as I do Italian Americans. They're both fucking insufferable. That's the one reason why St. Patrick's Day kind of sucks, because anybody's like any fat cunt with red hair is gonna just be the most annoying life of the party that you can't avoid. So
Well, I have more of a right to celebrate St. Patrick's Day than those retards.
yeah, but no one ever fucking cares. They just want to drink, and then
Well, that's
like
what
I
I'm saying. Like, I mean, I celebrate it because of like what it actually is, like with the Catholicism and everything. Of course, yeah, I drink too because the Irish drink, right? But like for a lot of people, it's just like another excuse to drink. I'm like, no, like, sorry about it. I don't care if you're Irish. You don't get to do that.
the only drinking holiday I actually enjoy is Cinco de Mayo, because I've always like habitually had a great time on Cinco de Mayo.
Do you like tequila or is it?
I do. I like tequila,
Hmm.
margaritas, all that stuff. It's all good.
It is, but the drunk is just it's a different level of like
Yeah,
it's not
I don't
even
get
in the
drunk off of
same.
tequila.
Well, not necessarily. I just the tequila intoxication is like on a completely another paradigm than other intoxications from alcohol. Like
it,
tequila is like its own category.
yeah, I usually get like that's like if the sick, not the sickest I've ever been, but like just the feeling like shit during and after has usually been tequila.
Yeah. The only the only really liquors that I actually like to take shots of and don't feel like dog shit afterwards is like rum and vodka.
Rum
Like
is
I
easy for
I
me to shoot.
I
But like,
actually really like the taste of vodka too.
you like the taste of vodka?
Yeah, I really like Smirnoff.
Interesting.
Yeah, and also I like the shot. Like I don't want to drink like a mixed drink, especially like vodka, because like you have to sip on it. Like I'd rather just like I have the shot and then I'm done. Like you know, like I don't want to sip on it. Like and rum is a little bit different, but still like I'm just if I want to sip some on something, I just want to sip on beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Like on Easter, our friend came over and he made us these really incredible mixed drinks with his scotch. It was like um it was like scotch, ginger, and then like some like milk or something or like cream. He put some. It was really really good. And then he also made like scotch with like banana cream or something. That was
Yeah.
incredible. That I don't know if you like banana stuff because I know some people like really don't.
I don't mind it.
Um.
There's a
Oh
local
yeah.
distillery that makes a banana whiskey.
Nice. Like
But yeah.
the Buchanan. How is that stuff? I've never had that.
uh, I've only had it one time. I didn't like it.
Hmm.
But
What about the Crown Royal? How's that?
I think
I
Colonel,
know
is it a cognac or is it just a straight up whiskey? I've had it. I just again, it's
I
just one of
yeah,
those whatever.
I want to say
It's
it's a
fine.
cognac. Yeah. I know a lot of people like go nuts over that, like white girls and stuff like that.
See,
Like,
to me,
ooh,
my whole
Crown
life, white
Royal.
girls have only ever liked vodka. Anything flavored vodka, cranberry vodka,
Really?
apple, citron, whatever the fuck. They always like that short, or just super sweet drinks
Ooh,
anyway.
you've had king cake, right?
No,
Really, do you know what it is though?
no.
Like it's the cake we eat during Mardi Gras time in New Orleans. And it's like a cinnamon roll base, right?
Okay,
But they put like icing on it, sometimes cream cheese in it, which I love that. I don't know if you like cream cheese.
I do.
Yeah, no, the cream cheese king cake is just it's to die for, and they sprinkle like it's like sprinkles on it with like purple, green, and gold, and it's like icing and just like sometimes they do like a fruit filling like a strawberry cream cheese or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And so inside there's a little baby in it, right? Like a little plastic like a baby, right? Which
It's a choking hazard.
it is, yes. And so you and it's like a represented it represents baby Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Um and so you eat it and the tradition is like whoever bites into it and gets the baby, they have to buy the next king cake.
Oh. I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
mention they smother it in some sort of alcohol.
No, but I was getting to that. There's this Louisiana vodka, Taka vodka. Have you ever had that one? I don't know if you can even get it out here.
I don't like vodkas. I've never tried like out there vodkas.
Okay. Well, also I forget that Louisiana has a that's which what I actually really love about Louisiana is that they still have a bunch of local stuff that like you can really only get there. So Taka Vodka made a king cake vodka, and it was so good. It's so good.
Hmm. I might try. I mean, I'm down to try anything. I just won't like it. But yeah, with scotch, I can like it in a mixed drink, but I can't drink scotch straight up. Just massive
No, like
ashtray,
that.
fucking
That's just
flavors.
yeah. Oh yeah. Um, but oh yeah. Like my favorite two liquors are probably rum and then vodka.
Yeah, I think mine. Yeah, I do like rum.
Rum just it just. I mean, I know it's. I mean, being from sugar helps a lot. It's just the actual taste itself. It just tastes good.
I like gin.
I've had. Have you ever had like Pimm's?
Yes, yes.
That's the only. I know it's like a gin based kind of thing, but it's. I think it's already like pre-mixed. So like that's like the only experience with gin I've like ever had.
I just like notes of botanical stuff. So there's one called Monkey 48. It has a bunch of
Mm.
different botanicals in it. It's actually really tasty. I used to not like gin and tonics because of the bitterness, but now like I feel like when you once you move past bitter flavors, you'll eventually enjoy all the rest of the flavors. So I just kind
Okay.
of like I knew I was eventually gonna like it, kind of like with wine. So I was like, if I just move past and get used to it, then I'll start enjoying the other sensations. So I'm like that with gin now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So being Jewish, well, ethnically speaking, genetically, I have the best alcohol genetics. Um. So like I can like like Jewish people have the best relationship with alcohol. Like they're not like they don't get addicted to it. They drink just enough to have fun. They never abuse it. Um and like they're very like they're lax about it, but then they're not like they're pounded like they have a very Jewish people tend to have a very good relationship with alcohol, right?
That's good.
Um and like the opposite of that would be like Irish, right? Um so
Yep.
so the thing is like it doesn't alcohol does enough to me. Like it intoxicates me just enough so that like it feels good, but like I don't feel like oh I need to just like drink more. Or, like I don't really need that. Um, but also like I can't just be like totally they're not exactly lightweight and they're not exactly heavyweights. It's kind of interesting. Um, and then so because I have all of this alcohol power, I went and visited my girlfriend's mom and her family over in Maryland. I had like I think like 5 shots of vodka and I was fine and like I drove home.
You
And
gotta
like
be
I just
careful with that though, because sometimes like your tolerance still doesn't hide how much of the blood alcohol is in your, or the blood, the fucking god, dude, I cannot speak that your blood alcohol content. Fuck. So like if you get pulled over, even if they smell a little bit, like you'll still get a fucking DUI.
oh sure, sure, because that's how that works. Yeah, but um, but like I was just illustrating like what how alcohol works for me.
Well, that's good. I have like an opposite effect. Like I don't. There's not a purpose for me to drink. I just do it socially. So, but I'm a lightweight, which is good. So like I can just have a couple and I'm good to go. And I spend less money. I don't have to get fucking shit faced. I'm having a good time and I coast. And I also sober up really
Yeah,
quick too. So I don't have to worry about
me too. Yeah,
all that
yeah,
shit. Like I sober up very quick.
yeah. Which yeah, that's what I actually really like about alcohol, just because it's expelled from your system very quickly.
Yeah.
Um, whereas like if you do like weed or something like that, that stays with you a lot longer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah, alcohol like like I would never do it by myself. That's kind of weird. But
Yeah, I that was depressing as fuck. I've only done that one time in my life. I was like, never again. That's not fun.
yeah, um, yeah, I think like the only person who can do drinking by himself right is like my dad.
Oh shit. Yeah, old fucking old dads, they just have a jaded sense of cynicism that, gets nurtured with alcohol, so they just are neutral in the late hours of the evening.
Yeah, he just like if he's like watching TV or if he's reading a book, I think he likes to drink like a scotch or a cognac or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah. You see, my dad's Jewish too. He has like we our drinking genetics are just incredible.
Let's get you have to fucking worry about it. My German side is the efficient drinking, so like they can be a high functional drunk, but then the Mexican side is the can't hold my liquor drunk. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm feeling too ignorant, I'm like, I'm gonna slow down. This is what my dad says all the time. My dad,
Really?
like, basically, he had so many instances where, like, his family, like, abused alcohol with him as a kid, so he can't even, like, stand the smell of it now. He doesn't drink at all. And, like, every time I just try to probe him for what happened, he just shakes his head, like, Latinos can't hold their liquor. I'm like, okay.
Oh, is your dad the Mexican one?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Um,
It's just hilarious.
yeah. What was I gonna say about the? I know, like you don't really like beer, do you?
No, I don't like beer. I mean, there's some beers where I like the taste of. I don't like the idea of beer. I don't like that I have to drink a shit ton of carbs to feel kind of drunk. Like even as a lightweight, I still have to drink like 3 beers to feel something, which is I don't know. Like I said, I'd rather spend like $14 on 2 shots. Well, that's being gracious now. Less than let's say around $20 for 2 or 3 shots, where I'm good to go for the whole night, as opposed to like $30 for fucking 3 beers or something. And I'm like kind of buzzed, but also like really bloated. Like it's beer sucks to me.
Well, okay. I never buy alcohol like outside of just like stores. Like I don't
Yeah,
like getting it at restaurants or anything because it's always super like expensive and it's
yeah,
not even like it's just somehow tastes worse
yeah. It
when
does.
I mean I'm sure the my like my Jewish anxiety over spending too much money affects the taste of it too, right? Um,
It depends. I do think that it honestly depends on what you get. I think that for some beers, tap is way better, and some people prefer bottle, and
apparently,
some people prefer can. But I've always thought that, ironically enough, can and tap taste better than bottle. I don't like. Like beer in a bottle always has sucked to me for some reason.
I I prefer on tap and the can, but it's not that big of a deal for me. Like if I had it in a bottle, like whatever. Like I don't really have like a preference on that.
Yeah.
Like that could be anything. I know like some people vary, like they have which one they like the best. But I don't know, like a bottle just feels more satisfying to me. And like you clink it together, like it feels
Yeah.
more like a can. It does taste a little better, but I don't know. It just feels like it feels kind of gay. I don't know.
It feels gay, dude. Every redneck in America wants to come for your nuts.
Oh, I mean, I don't. give a shit. I hate
How
those
does
people.
drinking out of a can feel gay? I think to me, drinking out of a wine glass feels like the gayest of all, but I still enjoy it.
Oh, I love doing that.
How okay? How is drinking out of a wine glass not gayer than drinking out of a can?
What's
Explain
gay
that one.
about drinking out of a wine glass?
Because you have to cup it like you're cupping balls, and you gotta like stick your pinky out. You gotta do little sips, little dainty sips. A fucking can, you crush that shit, kind of dent it a little bit, you slurp out of it. It's fucking, then you burp after. It's a
It's
manly way to
disorderly.
drink.
I don't like that. I'd rather just do it in a bottle and then you smack someone upside the head with a bottle.
I
Can't
do
do
like,
that
yeah,
shit with a can. That's
drinking
it.
out of a
It
bottle is more
feels
manly than.
more. It just feels more classy, but just this feels like more real, I guess. Whereas like with a can, it just feels like you're This feels more like it's like a fast food kind of. And it's like yeah, like it's like you're consuming a product. But like with like a bottle, like it's just it feels more like because they'll have that in like butt ass nowhere Mexico, but I don't think they'll have cans.
Yeah, no, I know. I I think I mean I enjoy drinking out of bottles for every other drink, but for some reason like bottled beer just doesn't taste as good as tap or canned beer. It's not that I like drinking
Mm.
out of cans.
Right. Well, I love pouring from cans into like a stein. That tastes great.
It's crazy the amount of fucking weird ass subconscious psychology goes into consuming fucking drinks or food.
Alcohol, yeah. I mean, yeah, that has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Like I
What's it?
can't eat out of plastic Tupperware. It just grosses the fuck out of me. Like people that microwave Tupperware and give it to you, it's just like, oh god,
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way. That's
I
just
can't do it.
gross.
It's really I don't know if it's not bougie because like I don't care about like the cost. Like I can literally give me any other plate. I don't want to eat out of Tupperware.
Right, right. It's just
Give me
versus.
styrofoam. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah.
But,
Um.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, but I was gonna say something different about the. It's fun. We were talking about like my dad and like alcohol tolerance and stuff, and like the and then he's talking about the German and
I
like
just think the premise of drinking for the experience of it, as opposed to drinking for any sort of nurturing or, fucked up reason. I don't. I feel like it's just the way you're supposed to do it, or you're supposed to do it when you're eating, to give it that compliment. It's like I don't know. The people that drink just because they want to have fun, they're just like the worst fucking people to be around.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean it is fun, but like
No, it is, but the people
I
aren't
don't
fucking
need
fun.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's like I'm trying to give an example. Like, I mean,
Like,
I think a lot of wine people are assholes, but like, I still like the
yeah.
wine, and I'm a wine person, but
Well, they're not drinking
but
because they want to enjoy it. They're drinking because they want to seem astute. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
because
Like,
exactly like like there is value in that. Like, I do like highbrow things, but like, you need to actually like it, you know. If you
do,
don't, then like, why would you do that?
you know what's really fucking lame? You know what? I don't even know if you can consider this highbrow. I guess it's for the classification that it's in. It's technically highbrow or it's classic or whatever the fuck. I've been really getting into recently that I have a couple of now.
Hmm.
Brass pens.
What is that?
Like pens made out of brass.
Oh, like writing pens?
Yeah, like stationary. Yes, I've been getting
Oh.
into that. I got my first fountain pen, and I'm like beside myself. I got a little ink cartridge. It's full brass. Got the little tip. I feel so classy writing with it. I just like brass the way it ages and patinas over time. It's antimicrobial and it just wears nicely. Same thing with like bronze watches. It's a unique story of your journey through life. It kind of changes with you. So I've been
Hmm.
getting into
Yeah.
brass fucking pens. I can't think of a lamer thing to get into than
Dude,
that.
there's lamer things you could get into. That's like that's kind of that's like I don't like really care too much for that, but like that's kind of cool. Like if especially the way you're talking about it, like
Well,
it's just
brass is a cool metal. It really is a cool metal.
yeah.
Um, I can't remember. I was reading one story. It was this may be fucking totally false. I just read it. It was like a comment on something, so I don't even know if it's fucking true or not. But when I think it was the influenza or the Spanish flu of the 20s, the people that didn't get it were brass players, like trombones, trumpets, and all that shit.
Okay.
I don't know how that equates to that because I mean it is antimicrobial, but it's not gonna fucking make you immune to shit. So I don't know how they avoid a flu by playing brass instruments. I guess because if they're breathing into it and it's going through, or I don't know. It sounds like it's bullshit, but like I said, nothing grows. Same thing with silver. I think silver is also antimicrobial too. That's why people used to eat off of silverware. They didn't have to worry about getting diseases and shit.
Oh, that's why they did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
as opposed to the Romans who used lead.
They
And
ate
then
off of lead? Ooh.
well, no, I don't know if they ate off of lead, but I know they had lead pipes for their water, and they also thought that it had a sweet taste if you cooked stuff in a lead pot. But they didn't obviously know the adverse effects on the brain. So
Yeah, and how it makes you retarded.
yeah,
Yeah. Um,
but yeah, I mean, fountain pen seems like something you'd get into. It's a kind of highbrow, classy thing to have flowing ink from quill to paper.
yeah. You're not into. Oh, yeah, no, no way. You're not into like tobacco or anything like that.
No, I don't like smoking anything.
I
If I would, I'd
love
probably get into
tobacco.
cigars, but like I don't know, just the
No,
idea of inhaling something to my lungs doesn't seem fun.
what I think you should try, and I think you actually might like, is pipe tobacco because it tastes totally different than cigars and cigarettes. Like it's just tobacco and nothing else, just the actual like the leaf. And it smells so good. Like it almost smells like tea. It has like a nice sweet aroma to it. Um I really think you should try it.
I mean, I don't like the idea of like smoking anything, like have it like lingering on my clothes and shit. Like I don't like that
But it
smoky
smells
sort of.
good.
I know, but still.
The pipe tobacco actually you would like. I know you hate the smell of
Well,
like cigars and
no,
cigarettes, but
I let me rephrase. I do love the smell of pipes when people smoke them. I love the smell of cigars. Cigarettes is the only thing I can't stand the smell of. I don't. I just don't like the lingering. Like I don't want to like wake up the next day. Sorry, I'm trying to hiccup. Wake up the next day and fucking smell it. You know what I mean? Like I just want it gone.
I like the smell of cigarettes too.
Oh god, dude, I can't take. I fucking hate cigarettes so much.
Any tobacco I like.
I don't know. I mean, I think the idea of smoking from a pipe is kind of cool, more than a cigar, I guess. But I mean, isn't a cigar just tobacco too? Isn't the same premise?
Yeah, but like there's more I forget like tobacco is more of like a savory like the cigars is more savory for some reason and then like the what is it like the pipe is like just the leaf whereas like cigars like the leaf rolled up so like that affects the taste.
I see. Is it? Are they both dried? I assume you both have to dry them.
Yeah, I actually have some bags of ground tobacco with me. Um
Okay, so it's ground. You don't just dry the leaves and jam them in there.
no, like a cigar like is actually like the ground stuff I have but just rolled up in like a I feel like there's a very specific way you do it, but
I see.
I love cigars just because of the way it makes food taste like really good, especially dairy and that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, you get the flavor
cheese
of it.
or oh yeah, like
Yeah.
cheese and milk and chocolate and coffee. Just oh, I love like tobacco and coffee is a great combination.
Tobacco and coffee. Yeah, I mean, I that was the one cool thing about going to Ybor City in Tampa, having the old style Spanish architecture. There's a bunch of cigar shops, coffee shops, Cubano sandwiches. So a lot of people were just smoking outside, eating and listening to music.
I like that. I wish like America wasn't so like puritanical about tobacco. Like I love how in Europe you could smoke indoors and like no one cares.
Well, I think because like most people vape and do cigarettes, like not that many people do cigars or pipes or weed. Most people just do weed.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more people who do weed than like, well, cigars definitely, but like, do you think there's more people that do weed than cigarettes and vape?
Oh, for sure. There's very few people that I know that smoke cigarettes.
No, but
Even like
vape
even like
though.
at music venues, because like at music, I mean, obviously now if you go to like rock or metal shows, there's a couple people standing outside smoking cigarettes. But I remember when I was in high school, it was literally everyone. I'd stand in line, legitimately everyone was smoking cigarettes. Now, like I said, most people
No,
just vape or do edibles.
but vape though. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
do you
Everyone
think?
vapes like a motherfucker. Like those jewels, those
Right.
little elf bars and shit. Yeah. That's fucking middle schoolers are doing that shit.
I'd rather just smoke cigarettes.
Fuck that. I'd rather vape than smoke cigarettes, but I don't know.
Cigarettes, like, they just look very cool. Like, just the putting it between your fingers and stuff like that. Just there's a cool look to it, which I like.
My girlfriend likes the 1920s, like put your cigarette on the end of a stick thing, put it between your fingers.
Yeah.
Fucking Cruella
Um.
Deville shit. Fucking
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the Roaring Twenties kind of thing.
yeah.
I just love like well, like there's like the Spanish kind of cigar vibe, but I love like just the Spanish like like put cigar in between your fingers is just nice.
Yeah.
No, I
Honestly,
mean I mean sorry the cigarettes. Yeah.
my biggest reason, and like this is just like my fucking medical paranoia, like the reason, honestly the biggest reason why I don't smoke anything is just the fucking cancer risk. That's really the big, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't anything else, but I do fucking hate the smell of cigarettes. I don't want to inhale shit into my lungs, so it's like if I wasn't scared of the risk of mouth cancer, then I probably would do cigars and pipes.
Yeah.
But for some reason that just has a hold on my life. Like I just think I'm gonna get cancer immediately. I don't know why.
And I feel like if you're like a really unhealthy person and you have bad hygiene, like that's not good for you. Like that's not gonna help. But like if you have like a good routine and like your hygiene's really good, you eat very well and you take care of yourself, like you can do it right, Like it's just like you could do it right. Like just like you could do coffee right. And of course coffee is a lot safer, but like I feel like caffeine and nicotine and alcohol, like those three, you can do all those right. You just
I'm not
gotta
worried about the nicotine. I think it's the literal act of like having like smoke go in your mouth because it's a carcinogen. Like that's the biggest thing. Like no matter what the other fucking chemicals and shit that are in it, I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, you're not inhaling it, so it's not going into your. Well, I'm sure a little bit does, but most of it's like in your mouth before you blow it out. So I think that might be the main premise. Like I don't even, it doesn't matter what you're smoking. It's just the act of smoke itself is a carcinogen.
feels good though.
I'm sure it does. I don't know.
It
I don't know
it
why I just have
makes me
constant paranoia
happy.
about that shit. Because like my grandfather smoked for 80 years and then he died of lung cancer, but for 80 years he was fine. Did it every fucking day,
Yeah,
packs
that's what
after
I'm gonna
packs.
say. Like if it happens that late, then like
Yeah.
really is it really that bad?
No, I know. And also like shit, like I'm sure there's a million different hand soaps and the stuff in our fucking food that causes it way more
Yeah,
than
and like
smoking a
the
pipe every once in a while. I
shampoo
don't know.
and
I
all
just
that. Yeah.
the fact that I know it does it just for some reason like I just can't get over it. It's gonna stop me from enjoying it. So that's why I already know I'm not even gonna fucking waste my time.
Um.
It's like with
Actually,
alcohol, like it's very difficult these days for me to enjoy alcohol because of that aspect. But like I don't know, sometimes like I just kind of try to forget it.
you could do it right though. That's just like
Oh,
I'm
of
a
course you
big
can.
believer. Those three, you could do it right.
I'm all
Like
about
to,
moderation. I just for some reason like
or
I
I
just
guess
have insane medical anxiety. I have no idea. I don't even know where it comes from. Like my family's healthy, my parents are healthy, so I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
or I guess instead of nicotine specifically, I guess just tobacco. Like those three, uh, coffee, tobacco. Because like I guess like I shouldn't say caffeine because then that would include like Monster and like you shouldn't drink that shit. I cannot believe like I used to drink like pre-workout and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
That shit is like ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
Um,
always been the more natural route, just trying to do things of my own volition without help, which is not good. But I don't know. Sometimes it saves me from buying dumb shit like that, you know.
but yeah, coffee, tobacco, and alcohol. You can do it right,
Yeah,
especially if you do all three. It's
yeah.
nice. If you
I don't
know
know.
how to like it's like the airbender, like you master all the elements.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's the same thing because I maybe drink like once or twice a month, and sometimes
Yeah,
even
yeah,
less than that. So like I feel like if I smoke a pipe, like even less of an amount, it'll be fine. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still like I said, it's worth trying.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not like I mean, especially your lifestyle, I don't really don't think you would get addicted to any of it.
No, I'm not worried about
Just
getting addicted. I don't really have an addictive
okay.
personality, so I'm not worried about it.
That's what everybody says now. I'm like, you sure?
I don't. There's no alcohol in my house. I don't gamble.
No, I'm not
What
saying
else?
you do, but like I know a lot of people say that when like they really do have an addictive
Oh
personality.
yeah, no, I know people lie to themselves
Like
all the
I'm
time.
not, yeah, I'm not an alcoholic, and they're like
Yeah.
totally an alcoholic. You know? Just it's just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have the money to be alcoholic, bro. I'm addicted.
No.
Actually, I'm lying. So the only addicted personality I have is blowing money on shit blowing money I don't have. So it's like I'll be like, oh, I don't want to go out to dinner because it's $60, and then like I'll see like a $200 pedal, I'm like, ooh, I can spread that out and I'll get that. So that's my
Yeah,
vice.
yeah,
'Cause my
yeah,
relationship with money is really fucking dumb. I try to justify horrible decisions. That's what I do.
yeah. I try to like set aside money a little bit, like for the bullshit purchases that I really don't need,
Yeah.
but um, and I'm still making money, so I'm doing something right.
If you're not living paycheck to paycheck, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, if I had paid rent, then I'd be living paycheck to paycheck. So, but I don't
Well,
do that yet.
for
So,
now, I guess I don't know.
yeah, but yeah, no, I'm a tobacco guy. Love the
Well, you're in
smell.
the right state for it, I guess.
Oh yeah. But the problem, like, I just think the whole 21 bullshit is just annoying.
I don't know. It's just Virginia's attempt to try to appease when they don't actually have to do any work. So it's like banning Pornhub, raising the drinking or the smoking age to 21. Like it's just performative. It actually doesn't actually do anything.
Well, I'm fine with the Pornhub, but like the whole, like, especially like there's a big movement to try to like ban Zans. I'm like, what?
Like
Like,
Xanax,
no, like the or Zins. Sorry, that's what it's called. The like
Zins.
yeah, like the tobacco patches or whatever. Like no,
Oh,
like there's the nicotine patches.
interesting. I guess it's the same. Are people getting addicted to them? Because I never see people wear them.
Um, I mean, I don't know anyone who does it, but I mean, I have a, I think I have a buddy at the gym who said he does it, and he says it just feels like it's like caffeine, like it's just thing that gets him pepped up in the morning, and that's really it. Yeah.
Hmm, interesting.
Um, yeah. No, but I think vape is like totally retarded.
It's crazy the amount of people that are into it, especially as a hobby or do like competitive vaping to do tricks and shit.
Oh yeah, bro, I ghost, bro.
Jesus. Those are the
Oh
worst
man.
people. The people that are heavily into vaping, yeah, you got to stay a fucking mile away from those guys.
But that I'm just like, what the hell even is that? Like, really, what even is that
I mean,
bullshit?
it was supposed to help people quit smoking in general, but I mean, obviously that's the opposite has happened and now it's become a cringy lifestyle and subculture.
Yeah, but I bet you that shit's worse for you than like regular cigarettes.
I'm sure it is. It probably has. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm for the longest time it's definitely unregulated. So they can put any Chinese fucking bullshit they want in those cartridges, and you're smoking it up because you think it's better than cigarettes.
Yeah, no, and that shit actually like I'm not like an environmentalist type, but like that actually is like a net worse for like like the environment with all the cartridges going in the trash.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. They're all
Yeah,
disposable too, and they're fucking shitty.
right. Um
I mean, you don't have to be an environmentalist to know like we don't have to fucking like pollute the entire planet for bullshit. Like we don't have to dump
yeah,
toxic
oh,
chemicals in the water.
yeah.
Like it's not even environment. Like that's just like common sense. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
or like generally speaking, like we should use less plastic things. You know, like duh.
Especially because it never fucking breaks down. So now we have these microplastic shit in our blood. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck all that shit. And they're saying that it's like, oh, it's a great source of fiber to have all this microplastic in your blood. It's
No,
like,
it's fucking
what the
not.
fuck? Or not your blood, but like in your digestive system. But like in your blood, it fucking causes blockage if it is
But
a
that's the
build.
same like but that's the same bullshit when like there was like it used to be like liberal and like environmentalists to be like against GMOs or some bullshit. But then now like Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, no, GMOs are great. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, you get. I just get. I guess it just depends on what you're talking about. Like, I'm sure there's harmful and helpful ones. Like, it's not just. I don't know.
That is true, but like,
It's just you have to be very specific of what is bad and what is good. I don't care where it comes from, but it just has to, like you said, have a net positive.
I just feel like basically the rule of thumb is like if it looks like a science experiment in the ingredients list, it's probably not good for you.
I mean, I don't know. It just depends. Because everything has a chemical compound. So if you look at a list of ingredients and you don't understand what
Yeah.
it is, like it's not automatically bad. It just depends on what is actually in there. Or a lot of times it's the shit that they have had a legal loophole to not even list what's on there. And alcohol is one of those things because of the fucking ATF. So like you have no idea what's in our alcohol. No idea.
Oh yeah, I so wish they put nutrition facts on alcohol, but they don't.
I'm not usually like a paranoid libertarian redneck about most things, but the ATF needs to go.
Is that's the alcohol thing?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Oh, I thought that was like the NRA did it.
No, the NRA is just a fucking gun club that lobbies politicians.
Oh, I thought that was like the the like the gun regulations thing or whatever.
They don't do any regulations. They try to fight against regulations. And
Oh, okay. I thought it was something.
they're
I
just an
thought the
organization.
right. I thought the NRA was like what the ATF is. Okay.
No, the ATF is what the ATF is, a fucking unconstitutional, tyrannical body of government that did not need to exist.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about if it's constitutional or not anymore because it's all fake.
Well, yeah, it's all fake. I
Yeah.
didn't say because I give a shit if it's constitutional. I'm just saying, like, they're just,
No,
as an entity,
I
just
wasn't
fucking false on
critiquing
every
you.
level.
Yeah, I wasn't critiquing you. I was just adding my
Yeah, no.
take on that.
It's like all like the cringiest neck periods. Like, this is technically unconstitutional. Like, you didn't even fucking read it. You just read that somewhere. Shut up.
Right. Like exactly. Or like this this new thing comes, oh, that's unconstitutional. I'm like,
Who gives a shit?
even if it is, which okay, well, yeah, exactly. Number one, who gives a shit? Number two, like that's fake anyways. So
It's like I think of common sense. We don't have to adhere to fucking document hundreds of years ago. We can make our own decision. Well, we can't even fucking do that. We can't even follow directions. So it's like regardless if there is a guideline or a blueprint to fucking follow, we're gonna fuck it up anyway. It's like I don't like. People are so attached to really dumb things. It's just like we're gonna fail without it or with it. So either jump on the ship or just laugh as it sinks. I don't care.
you know the like the Chad and the soy jag meme.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw one where it was like the Chad colonization of the like the it
Great
was like
start.
it was like the Chad colonization like Spanish colonization of the Americas versus the Virgin Puritan colonization of North America, and then it was like and then it was like North America. It was like literally cousin marriage was allowed. Uh, it was like religious laws it was like forced to adhere to or else died or whatever, and then it's like literally people died from like incest, disease, and like all this stuff, and then it's like
Hell
the
yeah.
and it's like the Chad Spanish one, and then it's like and it was like religious laws are more like guidelines and not forced to like adhere to. Literally, it was like partying with the indigenous women, and then it was like literally paid by your local boss to marry indigenous women.
Fucking gatekeeping colonization. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but
Fuck.
that was a lot better with like the founding of those countries and stuff like that.
I mean, I dude.
Anywhere anywhere that's ancestrally Catholic is just gonna have like better like there's just gonna be less like regulation, but like Louisiana and Maryland have like the best alcohol laws, right?
Is Maryland a highly Catholic state?
Yeah, Maryland was the this what's called Maryland. It was designed as the state for Catholics.
I meant now.
Well, no, not anymore, but like ancestral, like it still has like the like Louisiana.
No.
So like a lot of the local laws there are rooted in the Catholicism that was there.
You know what's
That's why
funny?
like
I've heard a lot of people say
hmm,
that like every time like they do the same cringy joke. I'm like, where are you from? Like, I'm from the Holy Land. I'm like, where in like Maryland? I'm like, Maryland is the farthest thing from the fucking Holy
no,
Land.
Maryland's like one of the worst.
Fucking sucks ass.
Um, That's like, no, Maryland just seems terrible. Like, what?
I hate any time I have to cross the border. Anytime I have to go across the river. You know what? I'm glad their bridge fucking fell. Fuck that bridge.
Mm,
That's just
yeah.
kidding. Rest in peace to the workers on that bridge. I
Yeah, I
don't.
felt so bad for that. Like I saw the
Yeah, fuck
video
that.
of the girlfriend who of one of the guys, and she was like, we were gonna get married and all that, and I
Yeah,
actually like got
no,
really sad.
that's such bullshit.
Um, yeah, and then but yeah, no, but Maryland like is actually like Virginia every day, like over any day of the week over Maryland.
Yeah,
Like there's like the whole like rivalry. I'm like, shut up, Maryland. Like you you are infinitely and clearly worse.
I don't know. We're all the DMV, so
No,
we're
but
all shitty in our own way.
the only thing that I actually do think they're cooler about is the alcohol laws. They're great about the alcohol laws.
I just wish Virginia didn't have a regulatory body of alcohol. I wish like they could just be more free with that shit. Although the lotteries are kind of cool, but I'm sure people do those in other states too. I don't know if it's exclusive to here.
What was the what was that? Like it was one of the first states you could gamble in.
Virginia?
Or yeah, what was that about? Or like
No, I'm talking about like the
what
ABC
lottery thing you're
lottery
talking about?
where it's
What
like
is
they get a special delivery of like sometimes rare or expensive whiskeys and people kind of stand in a line to see what they get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not the Virginia lottery, just the ABC lottery that
Okay.
they do.
Yeah. Is it still like are there places where you can't gamble?
In Virginia?
Like in the whole country?
I'm sure there's different states that don't allow gambling. I know there's states that don't allow like betting, like sports betting, like like those apps like FanDuel. It's excluded in some states, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I know
I guess.
like the banning things can be cringe, but like I can like understand more like the like because gambling I think is a lot worse than like the other vices.
They're just pandering. They don't actually
Um,
give a shit. They're not doing it for the safety of the common people. Like that's clear. Like that's why like and
right,
also
right, but
banning
I'm
shit doesn't do anything. It makes it worse. Like it's
right, but
banning things have never proven to make any problem better. So that's two reasons why like it's cringe. Like it's just it doesn't fucking work in general. But on top of that, they don't actually give a fuck. It's like when they pretend like, oh, we have such a big crisis of fentanyl. It's like, bitch, you're the ones letting it come across the border and
yeah, that's
getting
what I'm
it from
saying. They're
fucking China.
literally
Like no one.
they invented all that. Like
Yes, it's
what
like
like
spare me.
no, and it's annoying because of course like we don't want fucking fentanyl. Like who wants that? You know, and it's just annoying because it's like because of course like the people that actually are like yeah, like you know, like we have to figure out some way to stop this. And then it's the people, well, that's like what the evil politics, and it's like, yes, I understand that, but like that's still like that doesn't fix the actual like there's still the problem of the stuff coming in. You know, like that's why it's like when people say like when we say like oh the cartels are like really bad something needs to happen it's like well America created that and it's like yes I know that but like
Yeah,
that doesn't change the fact that like we still need to do something about it you know and
yeah.
I want to fix that over whatever bullshit terrorist thing. Like, I don't care about the terrorists. Like, that's not affecting us, you
We
know?
created those too, didn't you know?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, like, it's like, okay, conspiracy theory, dude. Like,
We totally created ISIS though, 100%.
oh yes, no, but like, I don't care about stopping that because like that's like way it's on the other side of the earth from us. Like, that's not affecting us. Whereas, like,
Well, it killed a lot of them. That's definitely a manufactured problem based off the fact that we stamped that shit out quickly. Like they just came for one purpose: to scare fucking people during election time, and they're like, "All right, we're done playing with you. Let's kill all you."
yes, the controlled opposition.
Fuck. I remember I keep telling people that I'm like I can't wait for this election season's panic event and dude, have you heard this bullshit about the solar eclipse? How people are freaked out about it, or some people saying it's the rapture, all this satanic shit's gonna happen, the CERN collider is gonna fucking shoot us into another dimension, or like all these like government agencies are like beware of the traffic, we're gonna deploy supplies, it's gonna
No,
be so dangerous, schools are
that's
closing,
on
like
that's on the level of like the alien stuff when it's like,
yeah.
oh, the Mexican government has like an alien. I'm like, what? No, that's
That
stupid.
was fucking hilarious. I love
That
that
was
shit.
how could someone think that that was real? That was the fakest thing ever.
It just looked like a little clay fucking figure too. Like what the fuck?
That was just to like that was literally just a psyop to distract people from like The actual
Oh,
problems.
that was so funny. When I first saw that on like CBS or some shit, I was like, "Oh yeah, we've reached peak journalism, dude. I fucking love this shit.
Oh yeah,
Peachy peak journalism."
I forgot that it can be funny sometimes to see like what the actual mainstream news says, just because I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
seen those in like forever. But like, and of course, like you watch them like, and you know it's fake, so like you watch it ironically, and then you can get some enjoyment out of that.
yeah. I follow
Um,
all the news stations on Facebook, so I have CNN, Fox News, CBS, Al Jazeera, Times of India. I had to follow them for human geography in high school because we were told to hear both sides of the story, and I just never unfollowed them. So like every time there's like a mass shooting, I get my whole timeline is just filled with different news articles saying the same shit over again. It's kind of funny.
what's who's like the funniest out of all the stuff you see like tweeted? What's like the funniest stuff?
Like for news station wise,
Yeah, like which station has like the most like dumb shit?
I think Fox News probably takes the cake because all the other news stations literally just copy each other and say that like variations of the same shit. But Fox News is the only one that like has wild headlines and says wild shit, and their late night talk hosts are fucking just insane on the shit that they're paranoid about or want you to be paranoid about. So they probably
What's
take the cake.
like what kind of stuff do they say?
They're like mad about like the Eminem being a fucking woman or being trans or something, or like they just take like these news articles and blow them out of proportion, or like when we had like bad snowstorms and like they were reporting about Tesla having problems charging in the cold. They're like, this is the end of electric technology, like they'll never recover from this. Like there's just so dramatic. It's just really funny to watch.
Yeah, I mean it's just because you have the 24-hour news, so they have to say whatever,
It's because
you know.
boomers only watch that shit, so like they just freak out your fucking grandma by just teaching him like the dumbest shit.
Yeah, and of course, like I of course I think all like the woke stuff is stupid, but like you just kind of have to like ignore it. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they think everything is the end of the world. It's hilarious.
Well, that's just like a boomer thing.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's their audience who they cater to. Like, country's gone to hell. This is what you should be angry at. It's fascinating to watch. They said my girlfriend's dad watches it every night. That's all he gets all day is just negative information, like in and one out. And it's crazy to see people just get pissed off before they go to sleep every single night. Like, how do you just physically do that? Like, how does your heart just not explode?
Yeah, it's like a lot of sports, you know. A lot of that is with like the politics where it's just you just like root for your team and then you just end up like just like a nervous wreck the whole time and you know
Yes,
like
like
you know those memes where it's like please bro, you know that?
yeah, yeah,
And it's like and it's like the guy like crying.
yeah.
You know which one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
no, yeah.
Yeah, it was like please bro, you have to come and watch sports ball with me. It only takes 5 hours,
Yep.
and I'm only a nervous wreck the whole time,
Yep.
and I'm just totally frustrated at it. But like, you have to come and do it. It only takes 5 hours, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why people lie to themselves. Like they don't enjoy watching the shit. It's like with people that play video games just to scream and like get pissed off. Like, why do you do it? Just fucking give up. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, back. I finally remember what I was gonna say about the alcohol. Um, I was gonna say my grandpa. I think like he probably drinks the most a human being can drink and like still be healthy.
Some people have superior genetics, man. They can just do harmful shit and live a long time. Some people die in their early years. Depends.
He drinks like 2 shots of rum and like wine like every day, maybe some beer.
Damn, that's hardcore.
I mean, like I said, like I mean, it's I'm sure like the consistency matters a lot because like he doesn't really do more or less than what he does. So like,
I mean, you develop a tolerance and a routine, and if you just never stray from it and you just keep going, you can just do it forever, I guess. If it's not
yeah, and
destructive in your life.
yeah, and he was in the military, so he just has like the very like the routine kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is sad
Um.
to see people because I've worked with people that are just legitimate alcoholics or they're curing their mental illness with alcohol. And it's weird to see people just deteriorate in front of you. It's a wild experience. It's like clearly like there's one clear problem. might be a hard problem to solve, but there's one tangible thing that you can point to in your life that's harmful, right? And you just will do it until you die. It's always been really insane to me to watch people go through that because like that stuff that's so foreign to me. The concept of like doing something to harm myself continuously until I die is
Yeah,
such an
yeah.
alien I don't know. It's wild. The people that can't help themselves. I just and I feel like an asshole because I'm standing there like you feel like
I
what's the
just feel
word?
sad. Like I just feel so like bummed that like like I because there's only so much you could do to help, and like I want to help, but then it's just it gets to a point where like you kind of just these you just kind of have to let them you know. Like
Yeah,
I
you
think you
definitely you can't.
yeah
I mean, this is a controversial statement, but I would say I don't know what the percentage of people that can actually be like rehabilitated versus the people that'll never change. I don't know what that number is, but I feel like the number of people that can't change is higher for some reason in my head. I don't know if that's actually the case. But like I've just heard too many stories of people's family members just ruining their life because they had to steal something to pay for their habit, or they had to like do something dangerous, or they committed suicide, or they
mhm.
died from whatever their vice was. So it's just like it's always a lose lose. So like every time I hear people like tiptoe around it, it's just like the way we're trying to solve it's not working clearly.
Yeah. Well, that's everything. the
Yeah, yeah.
the solving anything, it just which I really like what Thomas Sowell said is that there's no s- there are no solutions, there are only trade-offs, which is very true.
Well,
Um,
that's what people don't understand, and I think that's a core to why
yeah,
people
like you
can't
don't
handle
just
life. Like they don't understand that you have to suffer sometimes. Like they can't. I just people can't handle negative shit, so they have to deal with it in other ways. And they, I don't know, like because I know people that have been on a straight and narrow, but then they relapse after a couple of years because they can't handle life in that way. And it's just like you're looking at life the wrong way. Like I also think like having a lack of purpose and also just the way that things are going now, everything's getting more expensive, so it is harder to enjoy yourself without doing shit like that, drinking or smoking or gambling or sex or whatever the fuck, right? So I don't know. I think it's just a combination of lack of purpose and not understanding how you're supposed to live your life in the context of pain and pleasure and suffering.
yeah, and that's why I mean of course I would rather everyone be Catholic, but like whatever kind of like religious upbringing you were in, like I'm a big believer like you should just like let's say like you don't go to church anymore, like just start going back to church. Like I know it might not be fun, but like that'll be better for you than like just doing nothing, you know?
Well, I mean, a lot of people that do are addicts or have some sort of awful vice, they usually turn towards like religion in the end for that purpose,
Not
for
no,
the
but
most part.
not just like as a way to just feel good, but like to actually learn like okay, like how did my dad deal with it? How did my grandpa, like, how did my actual ancestors, like, how did they live their lives? How did this, like, and actually, like, it opens you up to that, and it gives you, like you were saying, like, not in every case necessarily, but I think generally speaking, like, that actually gives you, like, you see the lineage, and that does give you the purpose of, okay, like, I should continue my life because then like, like my son won't get to enjoy this or something, like that's just it's a good start. I would say.
I don't know. I just think people are too self-absorbed. Like people like I can handle being bored, right? Some people legitimately cannot handle it. They think that they don't deserve to be bored or like why is this happening to me? You know what I mean? Like they can't accept the reality of being bored. And that kind
Mm,
of can cause someone to do something destructive, right? I can handle being bored. I can do nothing all day and it would suck and I feel like shit and I can like eventually snap out of it and and like be fine. Like I can accept that bad things happen to me. I think it's the people that can't accept bad things
yeah.
happening to them. This they have to resort to an immediate escape. So I think that shitty mindset, regardless if you're an addict or not, has got to go. And I think it's a core. I mean, obviously there's other factors, of course, but like
Mhm.
that's a big core is how you view life. And if you think that you are undeserving of bad things, you're gonna follow down a path of destruction.
Yeah, it's what I always talk about. Like you just have to make it work. Like
Yeah.
you just yeah, like whatever you've been given, you just have like yes, it would have been nice if you would have been given more this or that, but it's like you just kind of have to accept that like you weren't given this or that, and like that doesn't mean that it can't work. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to make it work. You
Yeah, if
know,
they only understood that in adversity you can do wonderful things if you turn it around as opposed to escaping, you know what I mean?
right?
Because like any psychologist will tell you, any problem you have, it doesn't matter what your thing is, you can't. I mean, it sounds cringy to say, but like you can't run away from it. You have to face all of your shit directly on. You can't repress it, can't smush it down. You have to just accept it and face it. And for people, the acknowledgement is sometimes the biggest part, right? That's the hardest. The denial, getting past that is even roadblocking itself. But once you get past the awareness and then to the acceptance of that awareness, if you never get past those two things, then you will do your shit until you die. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're not gonna live
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Like it's a common sentiment that people just extremely overlook because they can't handle their own emotions. They can't handle the other like the boring shit around them. You know, like I don't know, like the people that just can't handle being perpetually sober is always just funny to me.
Yeah, and
It's not even like, oh, addiction is a disease. Like, no, that's just who they are as people, and that's why they have become addicts. And I guess depending on how addictive of a person you are to other, chemicals and shit around you, then yeah, you're gonna be more susceptible to ruining your life. But just in general, before you have an addiction, like that's the core tenement of you being a shit person because you don't understand how to behave yourself in regular day scenarios that you have to escape life because you're that bored or you're that depressed.
if I had to guess, like I would say like those addictions come more when like your dad left you or something like that. Like that's gotta suck, you know.
Well, if it okay,
Or
I guess I should clarify. If it's from a trauma response, that's a totally different thing. That
right,
is
yeah,
more
yeah,
deeply psych. That's not what I'm talking about. If you didn't have something traumatic happen to you, that's a difference. Like that's what I'm talking about. Not stuff that comes from trauma. That's different.
yeah. That's why I'm so thankful to have like grown up with my mom and my dad and my family, and we all get along with each other. And then I have like my network of family is just so like strong and solid. Like we just I feel like I can like I can rely on my family. They can rely on me. Like it's just we just really have like a good family life, and the structure is very well put together. Because
That's good.
that's like that's probably like the most important thing. Like people that just totally like just write off their family and their parents and stuff like that. I'm like that might feel good like for a little bit, but I just feel like in the long term, like that's not good, you know. Like that's not gonna lead you to any fulfillment and stuff like that. But like when I
Yeah.
write and when I like come home and it's like I just enjoy being with my family and like doing things with them and stuff like that. Like I don't need to go to some bullshit bar, like whatever, you know. That's for stupid people. um,
Yeah, I think if you're not in a dangerous situation with your family, like I don't know, just get over it. Whatever their bullshit is, politically or whatever.
yeah, and of course I know there's a lot of people that would have like cringe parents or like they abused them, and that's different. But like a lot of people, like if let's say you don't have that, like just be thankful that you had parents who who took care of you and stuff like that, you know, and actually like gave a damn, right?
Yeah, and that really should extend to anyone. Like even if they're like your family or not, it's just be like having good people around you as a support system is so vital. Even if like,
Yes, yes, and
I mean, yeah,
that matters more than any of this. People always try to, oh, like how do we solve depression? And it's always like about like oh, it's because like not enough money. I'm like, no, that's not it. Like you could be the poorest man, but if you got a good people around you and you got supportive people, like that's not even really gonna matter. I mean, it's gonna matter a little bit, but like I said, you can make it
I don't
work.
know.
You can make it work.
I think people struggling financially, like that's a bigger burden, I think, than you realize. But I mean, it's the difference of the people that continuously stay in poverty versus the people that are able to figure it out and escape it. Like that's really the difference to me. Like I'm not gonna shame someone for their situation because you have no idea how they got there. You know what I mean? But I'm saying like the specific mindsets that I know are destructive and I see as patterns in people and why they'll never change or get better. That's really more what I'm talking about. But like I don't know, I yeah, having a sense of community is great more than people realize. Doesn't matter what kind of community it is, whether it is your family or not your family or your friends or whoever is able to give you support. And some people don't have any support, and that's probably the worst aspect of them all. Like I can't imagine having no one, and some people live like that, which is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah,
But I don't
mm.
know. At the end of the day, like the older I get, I feel like I'm getting more cynical in like certain aspects. I'm also like I hate like I like making fun of people, obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't like I
I've got
feel
an
I just I hate
sorry,
like coming down on people like that. It
sorry.
just doesn't make me feel good at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the older I've gotten a lot better at like spotting bullshit,
Yeah,
which always is a really good feeling, you know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and
Even
just
sometimes like because like when I make fun of people, like I really don't actually give a shit about the thing. Like I'm not malicious at all with it. But sometimes like even though I know like I don't actually believe the thing that I'm saying, like I'll just like I'm like fuck man, like I've really I don't know. Sometimes it's just like I
I
don't know.
don't
I think
like
it's because I've always been like supportive and like trying to be helpful for everyone in my life. So it's like I'm always one of those people like I don't want to complain and not try to offer help. You know what I mean? Like I'll
mhm.
shit on you, but at least I'm helping you. You know, I don't want to like laugh at you and then do nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I've always been. That was my offset. Like if I could say something extreme, at least I'm trying to help you with your situation. I guess.
Yeah, like
But I don't
I
know.
don't like to make fun of like people specifically. Like I make fun of more of
I
like
love it.
I make fun
I can't
more of
stop.
ideas. Um,
Well, yeah, that too.
like when I like when I make caricatures and like and mock things, it's more gonna be like viewpoints and slogans than like actual like people. Because a lot of times people just have no idea what they're being psyoped by. So and I can kind of feel sad about that sometimes. Like they don't know what they don't know, and it's gonna be terrifying sometimes. Um, that's why I make fun of the idea more and stuff like that.
I mean, it's always a better tenant to attack the idea than the person. That's always that's always the individual that wins the debates. If you resort to personal epithets, then you're not going to do well because you've already lost the topic. Because you don't have an argument, you just have emotion.
Yeah, I forget
But
if Socrates, it was Socrates or Plato. He said he was like, you know, the debate is lost when the opponent resorts to purely insults.
yeah, everyone loves quoting that. But I mean, it is true, man. Like not even just in debates, like the people that resort to doing that over everything, like if they're mildly inconvenienced, or if they're just mad in general, like if they just resort to doing that, or if they just have like no empathy in general, or they pretend to have too much empathy, but that's not actually how they are as a person.
Yeah.
It's just fucking. I hate the shitty words everyone says and pretends to be fond of. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like
I feel like I'm so disconnected from everyone around me. I just kind of like pretend to be into their shit and then just kind of just do my own thing and just kind of watch them destruct from afar.
yeah, that's why like I've been able to just so like because in the past, you know, I would always need to like need the attention or need to say something or need to like ooh be in with this or something like that because like if I didn't have that then like oh I would just be bored, you know. Whereas like now like it's just such a nice like tranquility that I have in Christ and my religion and like I know what like my purpose actually is and stuff like that. So like if like because in the past it'd be like oh like if I couldn't hang out with someone that night oh like it's just gonna be the most boring night whereas like now like it's okay you know then like I know what I like I know who I am now like I know what like why I was made the way I was like I know how like who I you know it's just all the questions like I just feel like I have an answer to it now and it's just great and like I like every time I go out in the streets or wherever I'm going, whether it's to work, church, just with when I'm talking to my family, friends, right? Like I just get it, you know, and it's just such a nice, peaceful, just relaxing sensation, you know.
I mean, you found your sense of purpose, so you're not trying to scramble the pieces of your brain to protect your identity crisis.
Yeah, because I found the identity, and it's just so awesome.
Yeah. I kind of still struggle with that these days. Like I feel like I'm working towards a purpose, but I feel like I've always had like one foot in and one foot out of everything I've ever done. So it's like I don't have an identity problem, and I don't like outwardly express any of it. Like I'm usually just relaxed for the most part in my brain, but there's always like I don't have like a sense of purpose, which is
Mm.
weird because I usually feel like I'm highly driven to do the right thing most of the time, and I don't feel like I have to put on a show for anybody. But I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. I haven't found it yet.
You're always welcome to come back to mass with me if you want.
I don't know if it's like a. I think it's more of like I don't have a lack of purpose in like the way that I'm trying to find a specific way to say this. I think my sense of purpose is I attribute that to what I do, or like not like what I do for my job, but just like what I physically do. Like, if I am writing music that I don't like, it drives me crazy, or if I did something or if I made a mistake, like I feel like what I create or what I physically, dude, I cannot talk tonight. I swear to God. I attribute like worth to physical things that I've been a part of or done. So it's like mentally, I think I'm pretty sound. Like I know who I am as a person in general. I like learning new things about myself, or just getting out of my comfort zone and saying, oh, I actually enjoy that, or I didn't enjoy that at all. So in that way, learning is still a necessity to grow as a person. Just you'll never stop doing that, and the people that do will, you've died already inside.
Yeah.
But I think like physically, that's what I'm struggling with more than mentally.
As a physical thing, you're saying?
Yeah, like I said, like the physical work that I do,
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
or whatever, right? If I have a problem, like if let's the dryer fucking gets broken, I can't find a way to fix it, it drives me crazy. I cannot. It drives me like up a wall to like not understand something that I'm interested in, or if I
Yeah.
don't know how
Yeah.
to fix a problem, like that drives me in fucking sane. To not have the feeling of not having the aptitude to do something is like it's the root feeling of its embarrassment, right?
Yes.
Especially if it's in
Yes.
public.
It's
So
very
that's
humiliating.
the
Yeah.
part. It's like fuck, man.
Yeah, because it feels good to just be the guy who knows what's going on. You know.
Yeah, you get it. You can figure it out and you can do it. I know some people that are jack of all trades. They can fucking do whatever and get out of whatever situation. It's like fuck, man. So that's really more of my internal struggle. But like mentally, like if I'm just chilling, like talking or whatever, I'm fine. I don't have that internal struggle.
Yeah. Like I don't need to like prove myself. Like I've already. I
Yeah.
know who I am. Like.
Yeah, which people constantly are trying to fucking do, or they're just doing it for exposure, just to climb the totem pole. But yeah, no, I don't feel the need to do any of that shit.
Right. Yeah. Like I like nowhere. Like it's like I forgot who said it might have been John Doyle. He was saying like if you like let's say you have so much money, you can either spend it on like walking through the streets, or you could spend it on climbing the tower and you finally see the city on top of the tower and you know your entire place and all of it. Like that's really like when he said that, like I've really resonated with that just because like you know like I don't need to get some more achievement or more certification or whatever. Like that's why I value things like my family and my friends and my culture and my religion because those things like that provides like long-term solutions for like when you're down or when this isn't working out and or when you get disappointed. Like it gives you something to fall back to, which is nice. That's why like I find people that are just defined by like my job, like my career or like my
Yeah,
degree. Like I find those people insufferable and they have like nothing interesting to talk about.
yeah. The social status climbers are really fucking cringe, and also too, like I obviously the reason why I don't like those kind of people is they're fake demeanor, and they're kind of interesting to talk to sometimes, but like at a distance. Like I like having surface level conversations with them because they can usually riff about any sort of topic you throw at them.
Mm.
Like they're very quick witted in that way. But if you get to anything tangible, it just falls apart, or the energy gets weird. Like they just feel like empty behind their eyes. It's a wild ride.
Yeah, no, those people are like the most boring people you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I also, on the same token, I don't like people that are like extremely passionate about things, which is weird to say because I do like passionate people, but like that, there's a very thin line that people cross sometimes. It's just like,
Oh
ugh.
yeah. The only thing I'm like extremely passionate about is like my religion.
Yeah. I know. Trust me, Will. I've known you for how the fuck long have I known you now? God damn.
Man, I think it's been like
Since I know it's been since COVID, so it's at least since 2020.
yeah, I was gonna say it's been like 4 years.
Fuck, man.
Man, I
I
know.
told you when it goes after you turn 21, life just goes downhill and the Earth spins quicker.
No, but I think it sure as hell spins quicker, but I've been enjoying life like to the max.
That's good.
Nah,
You haven't lost your sense of youthful stride.
right, and not in like the boomer sense of the thing, but like the not like the blind optimism, but just like the like that there's
You
all
haven't lost your appreciation for things.
you're saying I haven't lost my appreciation for things.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, because like every time I have that coffee, I get the same feeling. Like I'm not like because like I'm not defined by like the coffee. Like it's just something like you know what I'm
The
saying.
coffee.
But you know what
Yeah,
the
I
kind of
got you.
person
TM.
yeah, or like oh I need to get the next like thing from McDonald's or like McDonald's is fine like whatever. But yeah um it's just it's just such a nice feeling. Like I was trying to explain like just when I'm like wherever I go, wherever I am, like you can actually like you don't have to like well yeah, faking is really like how like you don't have to fake it. You don't have to prove yourself anywhere. Like you don't have to act, right? You don't have to like be like like you were talking about like the main character syndrome. Like
Yeah.
like yes, you're the character of your own story, but it's like your story is not like the movie that everyone watches because like no one wants to fucking watch that, right? Like you can just accept that and be like, yeah, like I'm not like I was watching this video. I think you'd probably think it's funny. It's like the Chad average versus the Virgin midwit.
You're way into these fucking like social Reddit memes or 4chan memes, bro.
I see those like people that actually explain it like through the paradigm I look in can be interesting, but the whole like the Chad that's just for the thumbnail. That doesn't actually like that's not what
No.
they're
I
but
just you've used like four examples in the past like hour.
well those are done just to like because maybe people who like obviously people who look on Reddit like all day aren't like they don't think in the same paradigm as I do. But like if they see that, like it's just to get across like what we believe in like a way
Yeah.
that's familiar to them, like through memes or whatever it is. But like he is explaining like the difference between the average and the midwit is like the person who's average like comes to grips with the fact like it's like they either like they recognize and they come to grips with or they just don't know and like they're just fine with being an average person like they come to the conclusion that they're nothing special and they're fine with that and they don't need to be but whereas like the midwit is someone who like got some good grades in like some school or whatever and thinks that they're like some like hyper like intellectual and they have like the stupidest takes ever, right?
Yeah.
And like they either don't they either have no self awareness or they don't want to admit it and they cope. So they have to like put on this like facade of like intellectual and it's like no. Right? Like that's the difference. It's like the humility of okay, I am like just an average person, but like do I come to grips with that or no, do I just double down like nah, I'm smart. Like I feel like a lot of people get like that um like I feel like the way that people turn out in college, it's not um like it's not just because of the actual curriculum is like teaching you retardation. I mean, they are in a lot of ways, but like I right, but I just feel like it's not like that makes people into like a bunch of narcissistic assholes. It's just the fact that like when they go out and see things outside of just like their high school, like they just realize like wow, in the grand scheme of especially like athletes, they just realize like wow, like I really wasn't who I thought I was, you know?
Yeah,
Like
I learned that lesson early on in high school, like having
yeah,
the
yeah.
experiences. I feel like everyone as a teenager, they think they I mean, your parents tell you all the time,
They
like,
run the
you know, when
world,
you're a
you know.
teenager,
Yeah.
you think you know everything, you own the world, all that shit. But I never really had that more of a problem. I just thought that, like, I had not like main character syndrome, but I felt like the things that I thought were just like correct, or like I had a different viewpoint for most people. So it's like having the only experiences of like failing tests or not being accepted into colleges, or just like people being physically faster than me. So it's like you know, being put in humbling scenarios. So I learned that lesson early on in college. Like I don't know. Like I said, I had a very massive problem with the school system or just education in general. So like I just really
Mm.
just had a tough time just accepting the shit that I had to do, and that was fucking me up for my studies. So like I said before, I'm extending to myself. I couldn't get past the acceptance stage of like I have to do this. Like that was the part I could not get past in college, and that's why I ultimately dropped out and I couldn't handle it
Yeah.
because I couldn't accept the reality of what the scenario that I was in, and I couldn't focus. But I mean, I feel like it's just our culture. Like we just produce narcissistic,
Yeah,
consumerist,
that's what like
vapid shells of people in this country.
that's one of the
That's a. It's not. I mean, obviously, people around the world like that, but that's a very exclusively American ideal. It's like everyone's special. You deserve luxury. Like you have to work for the American dream. Like you don't deserve to take shit from everyone. Like everyone thinks that they're right. Like that's just our culture.
yeah, like
That's what we're bred to be.
I'm not like trying to diminish like hard work, or not saying you don't have to work hard, but like we work like absolutely way too much like it's ridiculous. And like you know this, we all know this, but it's like
Yeah, for shit pay
no.
too.
And
Well, for the most part.
exactly. And it's like I know that the Europeans are cringe about a lot of things, but like what I actually really respect about the Europeans is like they actually know how to live their lives and be leisurely, whereas like Americans have like no idea how to do that. Like it's just the actual idea. Like I feel like the average person here is just it's either like it's just all they do is work, or like all they do is just like party. Like no one knows how to actually have like like the leisurely balance, you know? Um,
Yeah, because the Europeans understand the productivity scale, so you can't
yes,
work people
yes.
to death and expect better results. The reason why we're like that is because our corporations have fucking drilled into the education system that we have to just continuously grind because they want more competent workers and not people that are smart enough to figure out how to be better, you know, at productivity because they already got that part figured out. That's gonna be automated in the next, you know, 20 years. They don't give a shit about that. They just want people. I mean, they already basically do indentured servitude, so they're trying to just stretch that line as fucking far as they can.
Oh yeah, it's just it's neo feudalism.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure it's like that in other countries too, but it's not as bad as it is here. It's fucking way bad here.
Yeah, but
Unless
like
you're like
when you get
unless you find a niche that you really make ungodly amounts of money because like you can also be a millionaire in this country easier than you can in other countries too, so it's not all bad, but like my god, if you're just an average person you're fucked.
well, yeah, because like a place like the Netherlands or something like that, it's just it's a lot more of like a homogenous culture. It's more high trust. Like there's just a lot less like there's a lot less like hyper rich people and like hyper poor. Like a lot people are just more on the same level and stuff like that. So like I would much rather live in something like that than like some of the stuff. I mean, of course, like I'm fine here just because all of my kind of needs are like there. But I mean, of course, like for a lot of people, it just isn't there. You know,
Yeah.
which like yeah, like I'd rather like that where it's just everyone's more kind of the same. Not like everyone's like they say the same like everyone. Why can't you like different thing? I'm not talking about that. Like oh, okay, some asshole dude who works in like some record store or some bullshit. But like,
Yeah.
um, I would much rather more like homogeneity. I think you would say, and it's just the actual like kind of I don't want to say socioeconomic because that's cringe and I don't like the way you use it, but just just the class of people is just more similar. And like it's just there's a lot more nets there because people trust each other. They're more like centered on like family stuff and like things that last a lot longer, right? Than like over here. It's just it kills me to say because like there's a lot I love about this place. Like I mean for the stuff I do, I mean I get all of it and it's great. I can get it like whenever I want. Like a store. Oh yeah, I could go get there. But then of course like like we said, there's a trade off. So okay, well then we have to build all these roads and then that gives way to like okay the only people who can have grocery stores are like this huge corporation like Walmart, like, and then of course, that like destroys the people. So like, okay, we're dependent on the cars now, and there's all these things, that a lot of big people just don't really think about. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, if you don't fill a hole in the market, it is very difficult to be a small business in this country. Like, you have to have an insanely innovative product, or you invented something yourself, or your service is so good that it beats out the competition. Like, I don't know about grocery stores. Like, I assume it's hard to compete with fucking, Walmart and Target and all those other, like, millions, because, like, they have them on every fucking block, and they can just, like, gerrymander your ass out of there really quick.
yeah, I mean, it's just
But,
that's just from the roads and all that.
yeah. Yeah, there's so many businesses that lobby to put like a bridge or some sort of construction that hides all like smaller businesses. That's a big problem around here. Is just all these ramps and exit turnways that they're just making into confusing mixing bowl after mixing
Yeah,
bowl,
so
and
like
so these businesses are like, "Fuck, I don't want to be here."
right, like you won't.
Or the data center bullshit.
Yeah, and like you only see like the McDonald's sign or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy difficult to start a business here.
Yeah,
A successful one, I would say.
yeah, but yeah, we work way too much. Like that's for something I love a lot about the Europeans is they know how to live their lives.
Yeah, they travel like no one else travels.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and that's just um, like I said, no matter where I go, no matter who I'm talking to or what it is that I'm doing, like I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to like well, get my big break. Like I don't care,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm content doing the same thing over and over again until I die if I enjoy it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have like you have your family and your plates and your thing, like that's just why I don't like people who look down upon like people that are like a somewhere person, like because a lot of people like their lifestyle if they went to like wherever it is, like it'd be like the same thing, right? 'Cause they just
Yeah.
right, but like there's some people that are like, no, I'm like a Virginia guy or something like that. Like that I respect more, and like just because they're like, yeah, if I lived in like California, my life would be a lot different. Um, whereas like,
I always wonder about that if I was born in different times or different states or different, if I learned another language first, what I would be like.
yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
fascinated by that concept. I don't,
yeah. Well, as long as there's Catholics, I'll live wherever there's Catholics. I can make it work because that's all I really like in terms of like amenities. That's like all I want. But what I think that's
would you,
I
well,
think
well,
that
that's a good thought experiment in itself. Like, if you weren't born Catholic, what would you be like?
well a lot different. um, but don't you think that that's like a good mentality to have? Like, there's very low maintenance.
I think anything that's, helpful to you and not destructive is a good thing to have. It doesn't matter what the fucking shit is.
Yeah, like that's why like I honestly would rather live in like LA or San Diego than like a lot of places in the South just because there's just long stretches of places in the South that don't have Catholics and like I wouldn't be able to live there.
I always play that game of chicken where it's like I'm always like, oh yeah, I hate the city. I love being in the mountains or just being in nature. I would get bored really
Yeah,
quickly because
that's a huge LARP that people are on like
yeah,
I need to move to like Idaho or something like no,
I check myself sometimes because I mean don't get me wrong, I love nature. I love like I don't like talking to people too much. I love just like chilling by myself and with my thoughts or whatever. Like I love that, but I can't do that all the time. I need variety. I need variety.
yeah, I like that on a vacation, but yeah,
Like I
that
would
is like
as
that
yeah
is what's cool about living in an area like this is that there is the variety, which is kind of cool, you
yeah.
know?
As much as I hate the fucking mentality of Los Angeles, hate the fucking people. It's
Oh yeah,
expensive. I mean,
yeah, and it
I would much rather live there than fucking like some bullshit Mississippi meth town. You know what I mean? Like all day. I don't care if I like the
oh
people a
yeah,
little bit more, if it's more secluded, I'm more tranquil. Like I'd rather be stressed out in a city than just be bored as fuck in a small ass dumb little town.
well then again, like if
And
I wouldn't mind living in like Meth Town, Louisiana, because that's Catholic, but because like I said, that's like all I care about.
God,
I mean, I'd prefer to live in like I guess like an area where like because cities are cooler, especially for me, because like you there's gonna be like orchestras and stuff like that, which is something I really like,
Yeah.
and you can't really get that in the country. Um,
Really, my biggest problem with cities is the only reason why I love like being out in the country or going to the mountains or like I hate driving and parking in cities.
oh yeah,
It
that's
unlocks this
awful.
primal
Yeah.
rage and it like shuts me down. Like I can't even like I get so like I remember one time I think I was like 16 or so 17. Like I was driving somewhere in DC and like I was so confused on how to drive up there and like all the signs are confusing. There's nowhere to park and I was
Oh
just like
yeah.
I just got so overstimulated. I just fucking broke down. Like I just for some reason like it just fucks my shit up.
Yeah.
Like I usually can navigate my way around. Like I'm good at geography. I generally have a good sense of direction. I usually can navigate places, but sometimes, dude, like I just fucking I driving in cities. It just if I didn't have to drive, I would like living in cities if I didn't have to like drive anywhere. Like if I was in New York City and I just fucking walked everywhere, like I could do that.
Oh yeah. If you
But I
if
could
you
not drive in a city.
if you have money, New York is like fantastic.
Yeah, if you have money.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like, or if you're like even Washington, that could be kind of interesting if you have money. But
I don't know. I'm just a fucking suburban yuppie at heart. I just like being able to drive to places with a driveway or a parking lot. You know what I mean? If I have to parallel park, I don't want to fucking go.
that is true. I love the
I
houses
hate it.
around here, like on like off of Sudley Road. Like those kind of neighborhoods are really nice
Yeah.
to me. And like the ones that are around here, Old Town, like they just seem very relaxing. And
Yeah.
you have like you have enough land where it's not like ridiculous how much land you have, but then like
Yeah.
where you can have like playing children, but then it's not like
Yeah.
like some block like like cookie cutter townhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. If when I was younger, like there were like when I was like on like online dating and shit. Like if there were like girls I were talking to were like, yeah, here's the guest pass for my complex parking. I'm like, I'm busy that night. I'm gonna turn down pussy if I have to fucking get a guest pass to park at your complex.
Yeah, that's what's annoying about
Fuck,
my
I hate it.
my buddy. Like I'm probably gonna go to his house on Wednesday, and it's in like Centerville, and it's a really really nice like townhouse. The actual inside of it, but the problem is it's on this block, and then like the backyard is so awesome and stuff like that's really
Yeah,
relaxing. We smoke cigars, but then like the actual like the parking and like the homeowners association is just retarded. Like, yeah,
yeah,
you need the pass, like, and then they like the homeowners association comes every night. Like, that's ridiculous.
yeah. Your neighborhood is off the hook with me because at least there's a side street to park on. But like if there was no empty side street every time it was there and I had to fucking like drive around to find some bullshit in your dumb little neighborhood, I would not even come. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, a lot of people that I have over a lot of times like like what like they can't even deal with that, and they're like, yeah, the parking at your house, like I just can't deal with it.
It's that bad. It really is. We're not supposed to live like this. It's bullshit.
Oh,
These
I know.
fucking dumbass complex. It's
We
so
we
stupid.
all know that. Yeah, hold on, I need to use the bathroom
God,
real
I
quick.
hate it.
I'll be
Oh
back.
God, fucking monologue.
Just make it interesting. I don't know. Recite some bullshit poetry you're doing or something. I don't know.
Poetry. You think I do poetry?
Well, I don't know. I need to go pee anyway, so back.
Well, now that Will's actually gone, I do enjoy poetry. I read it a lot. You know, there was a time in my life where I wanted to write poetry or short stories. I grew up on Goosebumps. So I have a literal literary bone in my body. I have a knack for good storytelling. You know, I crave it, and it's gotten to so bad to the point where I can't even get past 5 pages of Dune. I fucking want to kill myself. I can't read anymore. No one has anything interesting to say, and it just makes me sad. And I want to write poetry about how sad it makes me, but I can't do it because I suck at writing poetry. And I don't know how to express myself other than playing sad chords. That's all I do. I hold a chord and I slow pick it until I hate myself. So that's what's going on with me to the two people in Sinaloa that are listening to this. Waiting for the next Hispanic playlist that's gonna be taken down by YouTube. But yeah, I love poetry. I won't admit it. I like going to open mics. I like seeing the people try to do poetry and they fail. It makes me feel better about myself. I just get to hang out and pretend that poetry's gay, even though I secretly enjoy it.
All
But
right,
no one will ever know.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Yo, the other day my buddy said that we should just not deliver any food to California for like a month.
That's a great idea.
No, that would be fantastic because then that would make people realize that all the stuff that they buy and stuff like that, like it doesn't just appear, right? Like you have to truck things to places. Like that's not
I think they do grow a lot of their own food though. There's a lot of farms and shit and production in California too.
no they do, but then you know, you can't and also like you can't deliver things within the state. So you have to like actually try to have to like you have to go and to the farms and stuff like that.
See, that would just make the problem worse because there's a lot of Californians that are already fleeing because the state's really shitty. Like the state's really shitty, so they're going like Utah, Texas, New York, Colorado, fucking here. So you just want to force migrate all these other dumbass Californians to be closer to us. So that plan's gonna backfire.
No, I would rather not deliver stuff to like New England or something like that.
Dude,
Um,
I hate the Northeast. That's gotta go.
but
Northeast has to go.
no, and it's so irritating because like I love the New England aesthetic. It's so relaxing when you're there, but just the actual people are just the biggest assholes. No, and like I said,
Hell
it's
yeah.
annoying because I actually like the New England culture and stuff like that. Even with California, like I love how California has an awesome history of I mean it resonates with me more than like some people, but like it has like the history of like the Spanish and the Catholicism and stuff like that. So that's why I like that. And also looks really pretty and stuff like that. Um, and that just again, it just is irritating because like the people that live there now are just retards. But trucking is a occupation I really respect.
It's a rough life, man.
I think it's I mean, it depends on how long you're driving to. but but I
I
mean
guess that's true.
that should no, but I mean that's something that has to be done, and like that I have a deep respect for those people, and I'm really thankful for people who truck things across the country.
I considered doing it for a little bit, but I was just like, because I love traveling. I love seeing being on the road, having time to myself, music playing, listening to podcasts, whatever the fuck, right? But it's just like I could not do that all the time. Like I would miss it.
I would
Just
yeah, just living in like a normal
yeah,
I would totally do that for like a summer or something like that.
yeah,
Like just 2 months or something like that. I would totally do that.
yeah. I would do it. Yeah, probably the same for a short amount of time.
Well, yeah, it's just like how
Also, it
the
depends on who you work for too. If you have to like use your own truck or drive a company truck, if you're freelance or whatever.
yeah. No, I feel like you make more money if you're like you have your own truck.
Oh, for sure. But again, you have to have the money to buy a truck and the maintenance and all that shit. Like you
Also,
have to basically.
where do you keep that?
I assume you have to have a piece of property that can accommodate. You can't live in your neighborhood and have a fucking semi, or you just there might be like a place where like it's like a storage park, like you can like have RVs, like you can just like store your semi somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen like in the out in the sticks, I've seen people have it parked in their fucking grass. But like if you live like in Manassas and you're a trucker, I assume you either work for a company or like I said, there's some storage lot you can rent.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, but like with the whole like delivering things to California, I guess it's just like I have very little tolerance for people who like complain about how expensive food is. I'm like, okay, you didn't make that. That comes in a wrapper that you didn't make and it was delivered here by not you. Okay? Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, right?
Yeah, but does that justify a Subway footlong being $13.
Yeah, but you don't have like you can just buy your own ingredients, right?
Yeah, but that's even expensive too. And it also just it's gonna keep going up. So it's like, where's that line? Like how expensive does it have to be to where you stop losing appreciation that you didn't make it?
No, yeah. I again, it's just people need to realize that like there's a lot that goes into that, right?
I'd rather grow my own food. I don't have the fucking time or aptitude to do it.
Yeah, no,
There's no way.
I
I'd rather do that. I'd rather just fucking farm and not have to worry about it buying $20 for a fucking meal that tastes like shit.
oh yeah, I would too. But then again, it's like, yeah, but that's just like another thing that people didn't think about and all that stuff. But like, I just wish people didn't like it's just the realization that like your lifestyle is like totally dependent on all of these fucking corporations, right? And it's like you can complain about oh like oh the corporation. It's like yeah, I do too, but it's like
What is the alternative? Like, what are you supposed to do?
I mean that's the problem though.
That's exactly. You can't do. They got you by the balls. You can't do anything.
No, but certain like corporation or company or whatever, it's like at the end of the day, like they still do like I mean not all of them of course, but like they still provide a service and like it's really nice. Like I actually really like that I can just go to a grocery store and just get food. Like like I said, like there's a lot of shit that goes into that.
Yeah, I know, but the fact that everything is getting increasingly expensive for no fucking reason.
Well,
Like
yes, it
how
is
long have we
though.
had grocery store? How long have we had grocery stores and food service?
I
How
mean,
many years have we had that?
yeah,
At least a
but that's
hundred,
not
if not
like
more than
the
that.
problem is like people think that that's the state of the world, and it isn't.
No, I know it's not the state of the world. It's just it's an achievement to get to that state. But again, like it's becoming a shittier service and shittier products at a premium. I mean, we can't pretend we're getting good fucking groceries in this country when 80% of it's banned in any other fucking country.
Oh no, I agree 100%.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not appreciative. I'm appreciative that I have the convenience, but I'm not appreciative as it is a service. It's a shitty fucking service,
I where do you
and it could be better. They just fucking refuse to make it better.
where do you get your groceries from?
Either fucking Walmart or Lidl because it's close.
Yeah, I like Lidl better. I used to go to Walmart, but they're just uh, Lidl has really good prices.
I think out of all the food or the grocery stores, Food Lion's probably the worst. Kroger's on thin ice. Kroger is just like a slightly more redneck Food Lion, but sometimes their shit's better. But Food Lion's probably the worst.
Food Lion is just expensive.
Yeah, and it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, man.
But their produce is fucking garbage. Ugh.
The Food Line.
Oh yeah. And they're like they're Great Value, or I know Great Value is the Walmart brand, but their
Their actual
Food Lion
brand. Yeah.
branded their brand sucked dick.
I only get from them sometimes just because it's right next to my house, so it can be very convenient. But like, I don't. That's
Yeah.
like not my first choice.
Yeah.
Um,
And as far as grocery stores, obviously the best is probably Wegmans. Even like there's not a close like the closest Wegmans is like a fucking half hour, and their shit's expensive. So I only go in there for a treat if I'm in the neighborhood. Like I'll get a pretzel roll or like a sushi thing or a
yeah.
sandwich or something. But I'm not buying my groceries at fucking Wegmans.
I mean, if I lived closer to there, I would go there more. It's just like it takes like half an hour to even get there.
Yeah, yeah. They're not anywhere close.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's is overhyped. Same thing with Harris Teeter. Whole Foods is, I don't know. I feel like Wegmans is probably the best grocery store.
Really? Yeah, I think
Yeah, out of all of them.
I might agree with. I really love their wine selection.
Yeah, they have great wine there too.
Yeah, and
Plus, it's just fun when you go to Wegmans. It feels like festive for some reason.
that is true. Like when we go to Wegmans as a family, that's like the event.
Yeah, you're
Wegman.
going out after Sunday brunch or some shit. Yeah, it's a day on the town.
That's
You
also
go
what
to
I
Wegmans.
like. Wegmans seems more like family centered for some reason. Like when I go there, whereas like Whole Foods, I could tell it's just a bunch of like, like people who code, like they're just
Yeah,
like
just
it's just a bunch
fucking
of like laptop, yeah,
Californians.
just like
Yeah.
laptop people.
Yeah, they got kicked out of the Starbucks Wi-Fi, so now I gotta go to Wegmans because it's bigger and they will get bothered less.
No, Starbucks, that is the most like overrated bullshit.
Yeah, their shit's fucking gross. Even their tea is bad, which is hard to do.
Oh, really? It's hard to do tea
Fucking
bad.
leaves and water.
Oh,
Yeah, their tea is awful.
right. Yeah, McDonald's tea is like not that bad.
I didn't even know they served tea. That's pretty funny.
They do, yeah. It's like an herbal tea.
I see.
I mean, of course, like it's better to just get something from the store, but like,
Dude, speaking of, are you working at McDonald's again?
yes, I am.
Why?
Um, just I'm still at the other one. It's just I'm not doing the same thing as I was. Like I was just working like way too many hours and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't like I can't really go into that much detail because I'm sure I could probably get in trouble. Because like, you're not really supposed to talk
Oh,
about that and on things like this.
I
But
got yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
but I just feel like I was working too many hours and not getting properly compensated.
Fair enough.
And
Okay.
and
Yeah.
now like the pay went down, not by that much, but like it went down. But like the I work so much less time, and I can just get a lot better sleep. Um, I just feel a whole lot better.
Damn. Well, I never go to McDonald's, so I was gonna come and laugh at you at the drive-through, but I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Also with my mustache, you could probably be like,
I just want to take a picture and just have that as your fucking profile for this YouTube. Shit.
have you wait have you ever seen me in the drive-through or no?
No,
Okay.
I've never. I don't go to McDonald's. I've never seen you in your natural habitat.
Because the other day Adrian was in the drive-through.
Yeah, that's who told me. I was just. He was like, I saw Will the other
Oh
day. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
okay. Okay. I thought you were saying because like something I put on Snapchat or something.
I don't fucking use Snapchat.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't remember putting anything on there from like McDonald's. So I was like, wait, how did you know that I was back at McDonald's?
I'm psychic.
I'm still at the other one, but I fix spray machines part time.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's a really good gig.
See, that would bore the fuck out of me. I couldn't do that.
Hmm. No, it's fixing the spray machines is fun.
Is it?
Oh yeah, because it's pretty straightforward. If you learn how to do it once, it's not really that difficult. Like a lot of it's just putting in the packing. It's just re-putting the packings on.
Fair enough.
Um,
Still bores the shit out of me.
I mean, of course, unscrewing everything and like taking off it takes forever, but it's very satisfying once like everything is finally back into place and you can test it again with water. It's very satisfying.
Nah, man, twist my arm. I got you.
And it's good. It's good exercise. It's good like handiwork. Like it's always good to have those kind of skills. Um,
Yeah, it is good to be self sufficient in that room.
yeah, nah, that's always good. Like that's why I always think like it's good for people to work when they're in high school, just because that actually like that's more realistic of what you're probably gonna do for the rest of your life than trying to get into some like college or whatever.
Yeah.
Like some people are meant to go to college, right? To do like highly proficient job like if you're getting it like do medical school or like law school. But just for the average Joe, I'm a big believer like you're better off just sticking to some kind of like like manual labor.
Yeah, man. I worked since I was 15, since my mom made me go get a fucking work permit. So I've been grinding ever since. There's never been a period of time where I've never. I think since I was 15, the most I've never had a job was like a month.
Yeah, I think same. Like I went like 3 weeks or something like that without a job, but like I had another
Yeah.
job lined up, so like I was like
Yeah, and those.
yeah, like there's never been a point where like I haven't currently been working, but like didn't have a plan after that. Like I've always had like okay, I
Yeah.
got this next job going, I'm good to go. Yeah.
Like the only reason I've ever switched jobs is because all the restaurant owners I worked for just could not stop doing cocaine, and they got shut down.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
my tenure with restaurants has ended. I don't think I'm ever gonna. I don't care how bad my life gets. I don't think I'm ever working in a restaurant again.
Oh yeah, I mean like the stuff at McDonald's is like really gay, but
That's
Like I just I work so much less hours. I know it's not gonna be forever. Like I'm fine.
yeah. Oh, McDonald's. I see. I avoided that route. I never worked at any fast food chain, so that was good. That would suck. That would fucking blow ass.
Well, I also like it's interesting because like I know how to do a lot of stuff. Um, like I know how to like do all the like the maintenance stuff. Like I know how to clean all the fryers and the pans and stuff like that. And no, literally when people see you literally cleaning the filter and like getting the oil back and like they literally like you know the meme where it's like what people see versus like what it actually is. Like people see like some dude like fixing like the cell tower or something. You know that?
You're like, what the fuck? I know those had a filter.
Right, like, or it's like the bro, that's like some crazy like manual labor, bro, and it's just like in reality, it's really not that hard, right? But it's like they see like some dude fixing like a like some power like line up on and it's just like that's like I saw the meme like that. It was like what my mom sees when I change from HDMI one to HDMI
Yeah.
two. That is
Hell
so
yeah.
true.
Dude, at least you clean the fucking shit. I remember someone told me a story about they were fuck, I can't remember who told it to me, but they were doing some sort of like wiring installation in the ceiling of an IHOP, and they witnessed a cook mop the floor and then mop the grill to clean it.
Oh, what?
So
Ugh.
yeah, so at least you were doing your due diligence and actually cleaning shit properly.
Yeah, and it's just it's not that complicated, but just like a lot of people like when they see it and like I have like a mustache, they think, oh yeah, this dude's like serious like blue collar worker. I'm like, guys, it's really not that complicated. Like I'm just a dumbass. Like it's really I'm nothing special.
You're like, I'm really 36.
Right? Yeah, I'm like yeah, right, right. I was in the military.
I was in the military. I can't adjust to normal life no more.
Yeah, my buddy at uh well he's my neighbor. Like he was telling me like I was talking with him a little while back and he was like, "Man, like the way you talk about life, like you sound like some soldier who came back from the war or something like that." I mean, I was flattered. I was like, "Thanks," but I never did any military thing.
You'd probably be in the fucking Navy. That's what you'd be. Or the Air Force.
I mean, I would probably like if the government wasn't gay right now, I'd probably just be in like the army or something. But because I think like
You'd
that's,
be a ground infantryman?
I mean,
What would you even do?
I don't know. Just I just think like being in the military is like something that men should do, but just I mean not now, of course, with where we're at now, but like that's like that that's a good thing. Like there's good benefits there. Like I have a friend who like they literally pay for his mortgage because he's in the army. Like that's awesome.
I think it's really funny that a lot of people have this. I mean, the Marines are really the ones that get characterized as the crayon eaters of the military branch, but a lot of people don't understand that you can do a highly technical job for the military, so they think they're just dumb fucking like pen pushers or just like literal frontline soldiers. Like they don't understand that you do highly scientific shit in the military sometimes, or people like whether it's
No, but the
programming or mechanical
Well,
engineering or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck they
Yeah.
do.
No, but the
It's
Marines,
just
like,
like
you need to do like special ops. You have to have like a certain like, and you have to have a certain level of intelligence to do that. You
yeah,
can't just go in pew pew, right?
no, I know. I do think it's not funny, but like they had to shut down the, or I think they shut it down the Marine base in Okinawa because they were just have so many accounts of Marines just going like raping locals on the fucking island.
Oh, really,
Like,
bro?
what the fuck?
What?
Yeah, that's such a big problem.
I forget that we have a military base in like literally every country.
Pretty much
That's
all the
that's
ones with oil
that's insane, right? Yeah,
or close to countries.
right. The oil, like remember the Key and Peele where it's like it was like American foreign policy be like, and it was like. Like they were doing like the like the Key and Peele, like they were like pretending to be like Africans, and it was like the
Yeah.
U.S. like statesman guy was like, "Sir, please, we are overrun by the other tribe. We have no food, no water." And it's like, "Sorry, we can't help you right now." It's like, "Well, we just discovered oil," and he's like, and then you see like all the planes like immediately start coming over. He's like, "Welcome to democracy," and it's like, yeah.
Hell yeah. You got a poppy seed field we can grow on a bunch of arid land? Let's do it.
Doesn't most of that shit come from like Turkey,
What?
like all the opium and like Afghanistan and all that?
Well, I know Afghanistan, we'd have a lot of fucking fields there.
But I'm reading the Godfather book, and like like
Or Iraq,
you
too.
know the story of the Godfather, right?
Vaguely. I never watched any of them.
So so the thing is, like Don Corleone, like he only gets his money for like the only illegal shit he does is just like gambling. I mean, of course, like he bribes people, but that's like at that level, like everyone does that. Like who gives a shit, right? But, um, there's like another guy who's trying to get him into narcotics, and like he's like, no, like that's literally greed. Like I'm not getting into that. But so he gets all of his stuff from like Turkey, and that's why they call him the Turk, which I think is kind of funny.
Interesting. I mean, I'm sure that part of the world it's fucking is. We're not that far apart. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
But yeah, he did.
U.S. foreign policy. What a topic.
Well, yeah, Don Corleone didn't want to do business with him because number one, he was married to a Muslim, and number two, he was into narcotics, and he was like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Oh, classic Italians.
Well, that's not a lot of Italians got into that shit.
No, I'm just saying like their viewpoints on like why they don't do things sometimes is just so fucking stupid the way they just rationalize bullshit.
Well, he's a Catholic, so
I know. Never mind.
a lot of people forget that. I'm like, he was Catholic. He had his
All those fucking narcos are Catholic, bro. Name one narco organization that's not Catholic.
no, but I'm saying like the actual like principles there is that, like, okay, there are some. I mean, of course, some people just are totally not like they're absolutely unprincipled, but like he still had like these set things that were like that he adhered to.
Yeah. No. At least they have morals.
Was
Or loose morals.
Yeah, and like his own words, he said, he's like, I'm never gonna sell out my own community for greed. Like I don't care how much money you give me. Um, that's why like I mean, okay, I know Don Corleone isn't real, but like him and then like to a lesser extent like Pablo, like you could tell that like whatever they did, like they weren't doing it just for like not like the total nihilism, right? Um, like there's just probably okay, I just want to make a quick buck for my family just because the actual jobs wherever I am are bullshit, right? But
Yeah.
like the MS-13 and all that now, like that's just total like nihilism, right? Like I have a little bit more respect for someone like Pablo Escobar.
Um, I heard somewhere recently like he was the. I hate like not vetting any information that I read because like I read it, I'm like, oh, that's
You
interesting,
gotta
and it just sticks
fact
to my
check it,
brain.
bro.
It, yeah, but someone's like he was like the blue, or he was like if I get locked up, I'm gonna release the blue demon, meaning like the blue Fetty pills, all this
Mm,
fentanyl shit. So they said that he had a big hand of like basically just if I get captured, just release all this bullshit, all this fentanyl and all that crap.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But I mean, the fact that it's just extremely profitable. But I mean, they're killing a shit ton of their clients, so it makes me to believe that it's not for profit drug tracking purposes. It's just literally for a destruction from within purpose.
Oh yeah, I mean they're warlords. That's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
Like effectively speaking, they are warlords.
Well, I think they don't even like. I think it wasn't even our idea. I legitimately think it was our government's idea to do this.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, that's like everyone knows it at this point. Like, oh, like the CIA invented crack. And it's like, yes, like we've known this for like quite a while.
Well, not even that. I'm just saying like the fact that like they really wanted something to scare the fuck out of us, or also killed like the most annoying lowest population of people in our country.
Well, yeah, that's just like
Or not the lowest population, the the undesirables of our imaginary caste system that we have. Let's just kill those off at the bottom, scare the middle class and the rich to, make sure that they vote them out and vote them in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that just comes from like the controlled opposition.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I don't think I know anyone that's overdosed on fentanyl. I know someone that knows someone, but not me personally.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't think I'd heard anyone that I knew. Um. Yeah, I don't really know many people that were even like alcoholics. Like
I know a lot of
I
alcoholics.
know like some family members were, but like I never really knew them personally. Like my
Right.
my great grandfather was an alcoholic, but like, I never met him. My mom never even met him. So like, yeah,
Most people on my dad's side were alcoholics.
from the German.
Yeah, German Mexicans, man.
No, like Germans and like Austrians, those are people who know how to have fun. I love like,
They're also uptight too, but yeah.
but I love like Bavarians and like Austrians and that culture. Like that is just um like that whole like Alpine like Catholic part of the world. That's like one of my favorite places on earth.
You need to write a book about just all your favorite Catholic things from around the world, like as a fucking
Well, yeah, as a
like
generally speaking, like if something's Catholic, like I'm just gonna like that better.
you're
Um,
very specific about it. You totally should write a book. You fucking sell it at every gift shop ever, and boomers would read it.
no, I don't think they would because it's not boomer at all.
It is boomer as fuck.
No,
You
because
think you
boomers
think a
aren't.
fucking dude in his 70s that has a watches fucking services from his from listen to him on the radio. You didn't think he would pick up a book and read all the Catholic hotspots of the world to go travel to?
No, I think boomers like don't really give a shit about that. They're just more into like the like America. So like, and if it's not American, they don't like it. You know, like I don't think they'd really, even if like they were Catholic, like some boomers, like they're not like they wouldn't really be interested in that. I don't think.
Well, I guess you got to sell it as a commemorative coin to go to each thing. Each country gives you a gold coin,
Yeah.
and they'll be on it.
But but yeah, I love like like the German food and like the potato salad and the pretzels and the beer. It's a good way to live your life.
Yeah, pretzels and beer.
Yeah. It's the northern part of Germany that's really fucking boring. That's by Denmark.
Never been. I always want to go to Oktoberfest, but
Oh yeah, Oktoberfest in Germany and Austria lasts for like 2 months. It's great.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, because though it's just supposed to be for like the fall season.
Yeah, I know. I'm always busy in the fall. That's why I've never gone.
Yeah, it's when it's when the season comes in. I
I
gotta
know.
play in the game, man.
Gotta play the game.
Going back to like the people getting humbled when they realize they're not that great, think like that's like people that like were just like these like ridiculously hardworking athletes in high school, and then like they get out and they realize like yeah, like I'm not like I wasn't like like in the entire world, right? Like I'm not that great, right? Like if you take like my dad always told me, he always said, take a playground with 100 kids in it and they're playing football. Maybe one of them is gonna play in the NFL. Maybe, right? Just to give you a
Yeah.
perspective of like, like these people at these like high like there's just no like you know I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Um
no, I do.
like there's a reason why they're there and they get paid all that money, like it's just there's very few people that can do that, right? Not like
I think it's because like we have the internet, so like we can see, like we feel like so many people can be successful because you're just seeing
right, you just see the
everyone from
highlights.
around the
Yeah.
world doing high level shit. So you're like, oh, I can do that because all these people. How many people are doing that? But yeah, I knew one kid from my high school that went to the NFL, and I think he
He
like
went to the
got wigged
NFL?
out, and he got Yeah, he did.
Really?
But
Okay.
I think he had like something with like drinking or drugs or some shit. He just couldn't handle that, so they kicked him out, or he doesn't play anymore. Something along those lines happened.
From my old school in New Orleans, there's been some people who were in the NFL. One of the guys, I remember when like I think it was like the Falcons played the Patriots. He was playing for the Falcons.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah, and it was very cool. There was a whole thing, and he visited the school. It was fun. Um, and but of course, like the Falcons are like the rival team, so like the people were bummed that he was playing for the Falcons and not the Saints, but because
Yeah,
they're the Atlanta team. But and New Orleans can't, I Atlanta is I can't stand Atlanta. Like
I'm sure you can't.
that's like the one city that New Orleans like hates the most. Um, but that and then I think like yeah no there's been like some politicians or something like that from my old school and like some actually there's been some musicians too like Louis Prima. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
He's like the New Orleans jazz guy from like the the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
He sings the King Louis song.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I went to the same high school as he did, and he got expelled the last week of school because he cursed out a priest. Yeah,
That's hardcore. Yeah, that's totally like a musician.
yeah. So he didn't get to graduate.
Damn, son.
That's gotta
Well,
suck.
I guess it was worth it.
I mean, I guess, yeah. It's just a piece of paper.
Just a piece of paper.
I mean, he's not wrong. Um, I just realized that we haven't even talked about uh the shit. There's one more thing I want to say, then we could talk about the recommendation. Remember, like with
Oh my god, we're 2.5 hours in.
yeah.
Let's just rain check that. I totally forgot about that too.
Oh
It's
shit.
been so fucking long.
Well, how about for the next one we could do like a double feature, like the like your recommendation, and then I could do like a music too, or we could watch
Yeah, let's do
yeah, we
that.
could watch a movie or something. Like we could do a double feature episode, which I like to do those. Um,
We should watch Full Metal Jacket soon. I
yeah,
haven't seen that movie in a
'cause
while.
I've only seen like the drill sergeant videos. I don't actually know. I know it's like a Vietnam War movie. Um,
It's basically a satire of the Vietnam War.
right, yeah. I'm sure that would be good.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, there's this I was like there's this like stand up guy who keeps popping up my feed. I don't even remember what his name is, but he has some really good stuff. And it was like every Vietnam War movie be like, and it's like the guy sitting down. He's like, "We're not actually here to hurt these people, man. That's just a." He's like, "That's just a lie from Uncle Sam, man."
They have one quote that I thought was my favorite quote of all time. I'm not even gonna say because I'm gonna butcher it, but basically, it's just, we're here to eradicate a thousands-year-old complex culture,
Right. Yeah.
or some shit like that. It was just the whole movie had just glorious one-liners.
Yeah. Um, but he also did a skit where it was like 1950s gangs be like. Did you see that one?
Probably.
It was like, yeah, we're a tough crew. We smoke cigarettes and have premarital sex.
And we slick ahead back with Crisco.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, there's the rival immigrant group over there. Let's get them, and it's like dance fight. Or something.
The only aesthetic I like from 50s gangs are switchblades.
That's like what my grandpa was. He was like a greaser.
He was a greaser? No
Yeah,
way.
he like rode bikes and stuff like that,
That's
and like
awesome.
got into fights. Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude. He's a rascallion.
that's what the word is.
I rambunctious ruffian rascal, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he always he told me when I was like a kid and we were going fishing, uh, in his like kind of semi Cajun accent, he's like, so William, when they had in the school and like they come with the awards, the cum laude, you know, just because he's not a very like. I mean, I love him. And I'm not saying this in like a
No, I get you.
derogatory way. He's not very
It's
educated.
colloquial.
Yes. So he's not a very educated person, and he knows he isn't, and he jokes about that. But like, he's like, you get the cum laude. And see, I wasn't the summa cum laude. I was the summa cum lately because I didn't go to class. No, I wish you could meet him. He's like the funniest guy.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then, but with the people who don't like who just get out of high school and get humbled, and also like the leisure thing, like people who just like especially like the swimmers, like the people who just like just rigorously swim like year round, and then it's like you place like sixth in some tournament that like maybe one person is gonna remember, like really.
Yeah, or people parenting their kids like they're prodigies. That's always a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and this
Your
isn't
daughter's gonna be pregnant and blackout drunk before she's 21. Good luck.
right. Like this isn't to say that like this isn't to downplay excellence because some people are just excellent at their craft and that's awesome. But it's just
You can't force onto people that don't have it.
right, and
It's
yeah, you need to
just
be realistic with things.
yeah,
Um, like the LARP of like the scholarships and all that. It's like really
yeah, yeah. So that's dumb as fuck.
right. But our second cousins they played in the MLB. Um, not for that long though, but like they more were like famous in college. They played for LSU baseball.
Yeah,
Um, but no, sorry, yeah, one of them went on to the MLB for like a year, so he didn't play for that long. But like MLB is a lot harder to get into than like NFL because you have to go all through like the minors and stuff like that. And it's brutal.
yeah.
Like you don't get any of the fame or any of the cool stuff. Like you gotta ride buses to go play games. Like
Fuck.
you gotta really love the game. You gotta really love the game and you gotta be really good at the game. And if you don't have those two things, like if you don't like if you don't eat, breathe, and shit baseball, like you're not gonna be in it, right?
Yeah.
I think he just kind of came to that realization, like this is just not what I'm meant to do, you
Or if you're not Dominican.
know, or, right, or like Venezuelan or something like that. Yeah, or like the Japanese, I know they love baseball.
I know.
I'd be interested to watch. Like they have their own league, which is interesting. Like I want to see what the teams are and stuff like that.
It gets wacky, especially with the announcers. They do it like they kind of do like a game show. It's kind of funny.
Also, Korea loves
The
baseball.
wild, wacky Japanese.
Right. Well, no, I'm talking about like in their language. Like I want to see what it is like they're doing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, also Korea
You
loves
know,
baseball. Um,
basketball is big in Asia too.
is it really?
Yeah, especially in the Philippines. Filipinos love basketball.
I remember it was really popular in like Eastern Europe in like the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like remember the guys from Yugoslavia were like coming to play in the NBA?
I never really watched the NBA. I more like playing basketball, but never really followed it.
Yeah, I'm dog shit at basketball, but basketball is so fun to play if you're just playing like
Jewish people have never been good at basketball.
right, but like I know I'm really bad, but like it's just fun to like just same with soccer. Like I love just like running around. It's just especially like if it's not too like professional and like serious, like it's just fun to play and like just pick up casual game. That's something that's really good for you.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Um, but the actual more like the 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 grueling work aspect of sports, like I can't get into that as much. Which is
Yeah, especially in how there's so many stats and fucking numbers, and you have to do things to the millisecond or whatever. It's just like whatever, dude. Fucking
yeah, I just like it's just America.
too regulated
America,
and regimented.
yeah, America just has like no concept of like recreational anything. Like you need to like hit different. Like not always. You can just you can just have fun. You know?
I know that is such a foreign concept. I don't
Like I
understand.
hate how everything has to be like so um like especially with working out. Like oh you need to like deadlift like six plates. Like okay why and then what? You do realize you're gonna die one day, right? Like a lot of these people don't realize that.
Yeah, it's just like the results are gonna go down eventually.
Right.
So just have fun.
Unless you're like David Goggins, like you're not gonna be able to do this forever.
Yeah, some people are just genetic freaks of nature and they can do shit well into their middle ages.
Yeah, like David Goggins will be doing what he's doing till he's probably like 70 or something like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen his video? It's hilarious.
I think they're cringe, but yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
I kind of used to think they were, but like they're actually like kind of funny. you know,
They are funny, but the fact that he's so serious just makes it just like, what the fuck?
I don't like. I like it in the different way, right? Like I don't need that to like get my motivation or whatever. Like all the stuff I want to do in the gym, like I can just do it, right? But
Yeah. No, I
it's
feel
just
you.
funny the whole like stay hard,
Yeah, no.
right? No, but he literally he did like 8 100-mile races, 8 back-to-back weeks, and he had they had to squeeze liquid out of his feet, and he was like still running. He's like, "Ah."
Jesus Christ.
But that's I remember Philion joked about that. He's like, yes, I am joking about this guy, but like, and it is kind of goofy, but like at the end of the day, like that's who I want defending my country. Like that's like someone who I actually okay, I will salute to you because you actually like that mentality is like what protects us. But um, also he joked like the if this guy had like like if the real life had like a had like gamer achievements, like his gamer score would like be through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, the people that can do shit at a super high level are usually out of their mind.
Oh yeah, in almost like any field, like the musicians or the
Yeah.
athletes or the even like lawyers, like a high level lawyers just like works like 80 hours a week or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But then again, my whole like they working too hard. It's not in like the annoying like libtard sense. And like just enjoy your life. It's like yes, no, I agree with you, but just not in like the just be a bum. Like of course you shouldn't do
Yeah, it's
that.
like you guys don't deserve to have leisure.
Right. Um
But no, that's pretty funny.
yeah.
God.
Oh man. Or like
Oh,
you
fuck.
know that guy the Jocko? He's that guy who's like
Jocko?
yeah, he's like the guy who like tells you to wake up at 4:30 every morning.
Oh my god. I already don't want to listen to him.
Same deal. Like it's like yes, I like it, but he's also like a lot more serious than the David Goggins because he was like a Navy SEAL and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
also, I can understand like if you go through that training like and you succeeded and you were doing that for like 20 years, like yeah, you're probably gonna come out like that. um,
Yeah, no, probably.
which is hustle porn. Like I cannot stand.
Some people really need the motivation though, so I don't know. But again, it gets really toxic and cringe. So
Right, like Philion was like making fun of like the influencers and like the CEO type people, and he's like, "What do these people do all day? Like, I don't even understand still what it is that these people do for a living."
yeah.
Like, I wake up at like 3 in the morning, and I instantly
I
like
mean,
that, and then it's like, I have to go to like a meeting about some. I'm like, what?
you know it's all bullshit.
Oh
Like
no,
it's all fucking
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, no, right. Like that's what Philion was talking about. He goes, okay, where in this routine was I need to take a dump and I need to drink water. That's how you can vet it and know that it's bullshit.
They don't drink water. They just have a fucking essential oil humidifier. They ingest nutrients through their skin and through their lungs.
Right, like or it's like if you see like for like the hyper productivity, it's like the like in order to burn more calories and be more in like the perfect state of mind, I have like a stand up desk, which is like and I walk on like a treadmill on my desk is on top. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, why?
What the fuck?
I mean, I'm sure that could kind of be cool, but like they just do it in the most like cringe way.
Yeah, I know.
And then again, it's like I agree with Philion where I'm like I still don't understand what it is that these people do for a living.
I mean, the literally like making videos. That's what they do.
Oh well,
Like
yeah,
they
they
can
get a
say
lot of
fucking whatever.
they get a lot of revenue for. Oh yeah, if you're that famous like from something, you can just get a lot of money just from like that revenue alone, and also like
Yeah,
from like donations and like Patreon and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like if people make a lot of money from that, like that's where a lot of
yeah. I wish I
people.
could tap into that, but
Yeah, that's where a lot of people get their income, like YouTubers and stuff like that. Because
yeah,
it's harder to just be paid like regularly from YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, like I think Jordan Peterson was talking about like someone asked him like how much money do you make a month, and he's like I really don't want to talk about it. And they're like, oh come on, he's like, okay fine. He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll tell you this, and you shut up. And he was like, well, from like the Patreon alone, I get like $200,000 a month. I'm like, wow, that if I had that much money a month, like, damn.
I know. Must be nice.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, like I don't agree with everything he says, but I do like his whole thing of just like the of just like recognizing like where the narcissism is and like how do I actually like and like confronting the problems like you need to face the dragon and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's always good. Um,
yeah. It sucks that sometimes people that have good advice get overshadowed by the other bullshit that they say.
yeah. I mean, I guess like the stuff that he says that I think is bullshit is like different than like what you would consider to be bullshit. Like his the stuff I like don't like about him is like it's just his like religious views. I'm very like dissatisfied by
Right.
because he's just very like because like someone asked him like do you believe in God and he because he's very like Jungian and like psychological, so he's just too much. And it's like, okay, like yes or no. And he's like, well, like, what do you mean by what? What do you mean by do? What do you mean by you? What do you mean by believe? And it's like, okay, you know what this question's talking about.
Yeah, just trying to deconstruct it. So you're just like, fine, fucking move on.
I mean, he gave one answer, like, or sorry, non-answer. He gave one kind of deconstruction, which was like a little bit more interesting, where he's like, no, I'm not answering that because like you're trying to just like put me in like a trap. Like you're not actually trying to get into how I think. Like you're just trying to trap me, and like that makes sense. How someone could see that, and like because someone's just asking that, expecting that to, and then once he says the answer they want, like they're just looking for the certain answer. That as opposed to like the what do you mean by what? What do you mean by do? We're like okay, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree.
um, yeah, he just has like the classical liberal errors.
Well, we can't all be perfect angels, William.
Yeah, no one can actually.
As much as no one tries, we try and fail.
Yeah.
But oh
Oof.
fuck, dude. I think this is a good spot to end it. My eyes are about to come out my asshole.
Oh no.
It's a rare disease. Only my family gets it.
I bet. What's it called?
I wish you would have said another sentence so I could think about what it was called. I was so close.
Well, we're there.
uh,
It's time.
we're there. To the next time.
This was fun. See ya.
See ya.